You don't know ball, bro.
Yeah, you don't know ball.
No, you don't know.
It's okay. It's okay, bro.
Do it now.
Billy,
Listen,
you're young. When
Billy.
I was your age, I didn't know ball.
Billy.
It comes with
Don't
time.
actually-
Billy,
Billy.
we've watched like
Billy.
twice as much football
Billy.
as you have.
I
Be
know.
careful, Billy, because you don't want us to go to the next level and call you casual. On today's Pardon My Take, Week 14 of the NFL, we're going to start with fastest 2 minutes. We're then going to break down every game. A lot of playoff implications, a lot of movers and shakers, big games. We got some messy spots for the last spot in the AFC and the NFC. We're going to talk about all of it. We also have Football Guy of the Week, Who's Back of the Week, and it is brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. The holidays are on their way, and so are the festivities that come along with them. It is Coors Light season. It is the perfect season to throw on an ugly sweater, go to a holiday party, or just go to your favorite bar, or just go to your favorite couch in your house and crack open an ice-cold Coors Light. Right now, you can enter for a chance to win a Coors Light Chill Holiday Kit. Stay tuned for details on how to enter. Take a break from the holiday hustle with the Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way, you always know when it's time to chill. Make time to chill this holiday season and reach for the beer that's made to chill. And go to CoorsLight.com/PMT for your chance to win an exclusive Chill Holiday Kit, complete with sweatsuit, beanie, socks, and gift cards. No purchase necessary. Ends January 2nd, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. Must be legal resident of the 50 U.S. states and D.C. 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. See official rules at BelieveInChill.com for entry instructions, odds, prizes, restrictions, etc. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Thank you to Coors Light, the best beer in the world, the coldest beer in the world. It is officially Coors Light season with the holidays here. Crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and show us those blue mountains. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Coors Light, the greatest beer ever. It is Coors Light season. Crack open an ice-cold Coors Light. Show us those blue mountains when you do so. Today is Monday, December 12th, week 14. Whap! I got my whop back. A whop, and 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 a whop. Up in the Queen City of Buffalo, the Jets said, I want to ride my Mike White-sicle. I want to ride Mike White. And even though the quarterback took multiple violent blows to the ribs, he said, don't stop me now. I'm having an okay time. Having an okay time. The game started in punt jail until Dawson Amanda Knox broke free for a touchdown to start the scoring. And the final score was close, but the Buffalo Bill Clintons jumped on Epstein's Jets, securing a win in the flight log. Hey, Tej, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Bills 20, Jets 12. What?
Over to Cincinnati, where Deshaun Watson was looking stiff and had the Browns play-by-play guys echoing the sentiment of many a masseuse yelling, Deshaun Watson, turnover! Trent Steve Irwin shot a barb right through the heart of the Browns defense with a flea flicker touchdown.
Too soon, boom.
And after 2.5 years of bad luck, the Bengals finally get Harambe off their back with a win against their in-state rival. The Bengals 23, the Browns 10.
In Detroit, where the Vikings defense looked drunk and sloppy after the Lions forced them to take a shot of Jameson, Williams that is, among other whiskey play calls. The Lions offense is in Christmas spirit as Goff was singing, Shark the Herald Angels Sing, as he and his wide receiver hooked up for a touchdown. Jefferson was Justin with the boys, trying to keep the Vikings alive with Justinance, but Detroit was too much as they sealed the contest after a foolish games play with Penei Jewell, leaving Lions fans satisfied. Lions 34, Vikings 24. The Lions? Huh?
Sniffing around.
Huh? Sniffing? Sniff?
Down to Nashville, where Trevor Lawrence Fishburne was up to his old matrix, taking the red pill to reach the ultimate truth that he's a franchise quarterback. Derrick Henry Lockwood couldn't get the ball right, fumbling twice on Sunday. Jacksonville was partying on some Evan Ingram as Chug Peterson and the boys told Tennessee, "You got jagged up!" Jacksonville 36, Titans 22.
I like when we do that together, Boom.
You just got jagged up!
In the Meadowlands, the Eagles' offense went to sonic boom as Miles Tails Sanders ran all over the Giants' defense, collecting coins on the way to 144 yards and a score. The Giants are still sniffing around the playoff picture as they try to jumpstart their offense with Richie James, bitch! But it was the Eagles that were cold-blooded on Sunday and let us be the first to welcome the Philadelphia Eagles to the 2022-2023 playoffs as they officially clinch. Eagles 48, Giants 22.
Whoop, whoop. Dig. Some spread. In the Battle of Texas, deck it up, deck it in. Let me begin. The Cowboys came to win, kind of, as House of Dameon Pierce and the Texans had other plans. In the least erotic quarterback combo of all time, Lovie Smith switched back and forth between Davis Mills and Jeff Driscoll as the Texans kept on trying to get there to a win. But the Cowboys were serial killers in the end as they used Dexter to make a big goal line stop and drive 98 yards for the win. The Cowboys 27, the Texans 23.
Is it true what they say?
It's very true.
Thought so. Up to Pittsburgh in a classic AFC North battle between Kenny Pickett and Tyler Huntley? But what's that music? I'm a Mitch, I'm a lover. These two teams don't like each other. Kenny Pickett hurt his brain. Here comes 3 picks in the rain. And on the other side, Anthony, what can Brown do for you? Not very much. Came in for the Ravens. Late in the 4th, Pat, can you take me, Fryer? Muth had the Ravens begging him to stat, but it was Baltimore that held on in the end in the crucial division win. Ravens 16, Steelers 14.
In Mile High, where a gay guy got his hands on Russell Wilson's ball, Broncos country, let's pride. It looked like a Chiefs rout until Jerry Judge Judy said, "Court is in session," scoring 3 touchdowns to bring the Broncos back. Russell Wilson had a nano bubble appear on his forehead, forcing him from the game, and in came Brett the Rippin' and the Terran, but it was too little too late as the Broncos remain in hedonism because they fucking suck. The Chiefs 34, the Broncos 28.
We finish in the Bay Area where I regret to inform everyone it might be time to count out Touchdown Tom as the passing of the torch occurred because the Niners want to rock and roll all night and Purdy every day with a total set at 37. Everyone was expecting a Brock fight until Purdy showed up and showed out, and outside of Deebo Samuel injury, Niners faithfuls were left singing, "We built this city. We built this city on Brock and roll." As the Niners kill the Bucs 35-7. Week 15. Brought to you by our friends at Chevy. Week 14.
Week 14. Come on.
Don't do that.
We need every single week of football.
Brought to you by the commanding, unstoppable Chevy Silverado. Learn more at Chevy.com. The Chevy is the best truck in the world, the Chevy Silverado. Check it out now, Chevy.com. Thank you to Chevy, our wonderful, wonderful sponsor. We love the Silverado, and we love Chevy. Chevy.com. All right, week 14 in the books with Chargers, Dolphins pending. Tua might be hurt. That's what I'm going to go with as a member of Tuanon. I think he started 3 for 17 until he threw a touchdown to Tyreek Hill.
Looks like a bust to me.
It's
I'm in the Talia band. His brother. I think his brother's going to be better than him.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying his brother looks good.
Tua had a chance here. He has this game on Sunday night and then a game on Saturday night against the Bills to like win the Heisman vote. And not off to a great start. 3 for 17, 4 for 18 now. Not great.
It's time to ask, like, what is Tua's signature win? Does he have a Heisman moment? Well, it's probably
back against the Ravens week 2.
Yeah, Ravens week 2.
Yeah, that was but that was
10
like
years ago.
Also like a
Cohen wins
Tyreek
the
Hill
Heisman week 2.
signature moment. Good point.
Yeah, that is true.
Good point, Hank.
Either way,
Hank said that he wasn't going to talk this entire episode until the end
lost his voice.
because he lost his voice, and that lasted about a minute and a half.
He threatened us. He's like, "I'm not talking."
It lasted
I
about.
was like, "Yeah, you are."
It lasted 7 patinos.
Yep, you got it. You got it. It was just all we had to do was bring up
That's it.
Tua. That's it. But yeah, we'll update that when that game goes final. Looks like the Chargers are up 2014 as we're speaking. Yeah, we'll update that when we get to it. So let's get into it, boys. Week 14, some fun games, some interesting playoff pictures, and we will start with the game I think we all were most interested in, and we had on sound. It's Lions 34, Vikings 23, and the Detroit Lions are good.
Listen, this Detroit Lions team that we saw play today, they're as good as any team in the NFC, I think. Maybe not the Eagles.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Eagles, but they did. Their biggest win of the season, the Lions' best win of the season, was their 3-point loss against the Eagles week 1 at home.
I would say actually their 3-point loss against the Bills.
They've had a number of
They've had some great close losses.
Incredible 3-point
But
losses.
They started November 1-6. We had the conversation, is Dan Campbell in jeopardy of maybe losing it? Because like we've always said, Dan Campbell, a guy you'd want to play for, but guys, rah-rah guys like that, if the losing mounts up, it's hard for the message to keep going through, and the message has kept on going through to the point where they are 5 of the last 6 games they've won. They are now sitting in – they still have work to do. They still have some things that have to break their way in front of them, but they are absolutely in the playoff picture. They handled the Vikings today. Their offense looked awesome. Jared Goff was awesome. Jameson Williams, nice little addition late in the season. Great free agency pickup late in the season, as they say.
His very first catch was a long touchdown catch. And I am always convinced that if a player's first play ends up in like a tremendous, like a 50-yard bomb or something like that, that actually just means great things for their entire career.
Yes.
Like that, as far as I'm concerned, Jameson Williams is a home run of a draft pick just because of the way that his career started.
Yes. And more than anything, the Detroit Lions, they're playing great football, and Dan Campbell is pulling all the right moves, because you had 2 moves today that showed that Dan Campbell, like the game on the edges, the game of inches. He had the 4th and 7 with 11 minutes left on his own 26 fake punt when they're up 1 score. That was huge. And then, of course, to ice the game, the play where he had Penei Sewell run in motion. They're what? I mean, he's not all pro yet, but he's definitely a Pro Bowler. Left tackle, run in motion, catch the ball in the flats for the first down, totally unguarded by the Vikings defense. Penei Sewell afterwards said, quote, talking about Dan Campbell, "Dude's got some nuts on him, bro." Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, he's got big,
what a quote.
Big swinging nuts.
Yeah, and that was it though. Like, we've talked about, like, Dan Campbell sometimes doing the desperate things where you're like, oh, dude, did you have to do that? Like, you guys might have a good team. He knows he has a good team. They play good football. Their defense is not as bad as it was to start the season. Their offense is really, really good, and he's doing just the right couple things here and there to win the football game.
Yeah, it's a very fine line between having the biggest nuts in the world and having a brain made of shit.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell is constantly tiptoeing that line. Like, that, don't get me wrong, the fake punt, it worked. That was dumb as fuck. It was stupid.
But it worked. They had the look.
It worked.
All you got to say is they had the look.
I know, and that's the look that they were looking for.
They were looking for that.
They were looking for that look, and they got that look. But it's also, we can also say, like, dude, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, I think Dan Campbell is an adrenaline junkie. I think he just, like, gets off on taking these unnecessary risks, and they do pay off for him at times. Like this, it ended up paying off for him big time. I think he's actually just straight up addicted to faking punts.
Yeah.
Because it's more rare that a week will go by where Dan Campbell does not fake a punt. Then, like, every time he runs his punt team out there, even though he's got Jack Fox, the best punter in the history of the NFL, every time he puts his punt team out on the field, he wants to fake it. He hates punting so bad. And yeah, it worked out this time, but you've got a lead. You're running it from your own 25-yard line with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like,
there was a very good chance that was not going to work. It did. It worked this time.
It did work, but yeah.
And they do call good fake punts. They've got a good person that designs those, that looks for the looks, and then puts those into motion. But still, at the same time, it's like that's something that we would absolutely kill them for if it didn't work.
All you got to say is they got the look.
They got the look.
They got the look. Our friend Jared is playing awesome football, like legitimately awesome football.
Did the Lions win the Stafford trade?
I mean, they are. This has to be the best it's felt to be a Lions fan in a very long time, probably since Stafford went to the playoffs, because not only are they playing great football, they're trending in the right direction. They got a bunch of young, like exciting players on both sides of the ball. They also have 2 picks in next year's draft. One of them could end up being a top 5 pick. Like, it is a fun. It's probably the first time we've ever said it on this podcast. We've been doing it for 7 years. It is a fun time to be a Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah, the Lions are legitimately good. I'm joking a little bit when I say that they're the best team in the NFC. They're probably number 3 right now in terms of how they're playing.
Yeah.
It's probably the Eagles, the 49ers, and then the Lions are actually that good that I would consider them to be, at the moment, the 3rd best team. Like, the Lions they're the team that nobody's going to want to play in the playoffs.
We should just, as a country, like, get together and be like, the Lions get to win the NFC South.
Yeah.
They get to win the NFC South. Let's just make that the rule. No one really wants to see any of these NFC South teams anymore. The Lions win the NFC South.
Biz would probably consider them to be part of that division.
Yes. They're Southern enough.
Dan Campbell is the embodiment of that meme of the dude that's like picking away at the coal mine, and like one guy stops because he gets tired, and the other guy, the guy stops because he's tired, but he's like 2 picks away from hitting the diamonds.
Yeah, he's
at the other side of it. And Dan Campbell just kept going, because when you coach like Dan Campbell, you just like empty the emotional tank every single week.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to continuously do that when you're 1-6.
Right.
It's like, what more depths can you go to? How many more tears can you cry after a game to pump the guys up? But he just kept crying.
Keeps picking away.
Dan Campbell cried his way into success.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not a fluke. Like I said, 5 out of the last 6 games, and their one loss being a 3-point loss to the Bills, who everyone has as a Super Bowl favorite. It's just awesome to watch. So they have coming up, and this is big, they have at the Jets next week, which is a very, very tough game for them, because the Jets their defense is not to be taken lightly. At the Panthers, who are playing good ball, and suddenly we'll get to them later in the NFC South playoff picture. Then they play the Bears, who they should beat, and then they play at the Packers, who knows who's going to be playing for the Packers at that point.
Yeah, it might be Jordan Love.
I think they have to probably go 3-1 to realistically have a shot at this thing. They'd have to finish 9-8 to have a realistic shot at this 7 seed.
I think the Seahawks, we can get to them
they
later.
Beat the Seahawks straight up.
And we can get to the Seahawks later, but I would put more money on the Lions closing out the year strong and having the Seahawks kind of limp into the end of the season.
It's going to be between the Seahawks, Commanders, Giants, Lions.
Yeah.
And you've actually graciously already said you'll step aside if need be. If need be.
When did I say that?
You were like, well, it's the Lions. I can't root against the Lions.
I said I can't root against the Lions. I want the Lions to make the playoffs.
No, you'll step aside.
If I have to step aside and stand down,
you will.
I will do that.
Okay.
For the Lions.
Wow, that's huge. So you heard it here first. The Commanders have now forfeited the rest of their season.
No, I said if necessary.
Right.
I will stand down.
We'll remember that.
If called, I will serve.
Okay, great. So if it gets to the point where we're in week 18,
no, listen, Big Cat,
and you have the spot and the Lions need it, you need to make sure that the Commanders lose.
No, I've already given up. I gave the Giants the win last week. I tried to give them the win last week, but they didn't accept it. So like I don't know how far my word is going to get in this, but if it comes down to it and it's the Lions and the Commanders fighting for the last playoff spot, I'll make a call.
You'll step aside.
I'll make a call.
Yeah, you make the call.
Yeah.
All right. Other side. And this is, you know what? I don't even really like the Vikings. They become a big topic in this show. I think it's a very simple discussion. Kirk Cousins was good. Justin Jefferson was good. Their defense is trash.
Justin Jefferson was awesome.
Yeah.
223 yards.
He's incredible.
Their defense sucks. Their defense has been living on the whole bend but don't break thing for a long time. It shattered. It exploded today.
It's given their defense has given up 5 straight weeks. The opponents have racked up 400+ yards, which is usually a good sign of like, hey, this defense might not be good. It's bad. And I know Harrison Smith wasn't in there, but I think Lions fans, like, we're gonna pivot the conversation about the Lions fans, Vikings, because all year it's been about Kirk. Kirk has been playing very well. Kirk has had probably his best year, just eyeball test. He's had his best year where he's making throws, making plays that aren't usually like the Kirk Cousins implode in the pocket. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL. The defense is going to let you down.
Yeah, so they
know that. Vikings fans know that.
Per the Elias Sports Bureau, they're the only team in NFL history to have a negative point differential after getting 10-plus wins after 13 games.
And if you want to go even further, our guy Stat Hole Sports had the stat yards gained versus yards given up. The worst team in the league, the Houston Texans, are at a differential of minus 1,200 yards. The Falcons are second, minus 877 yards. The Titans, who are I don't even know if you can call them frauds because they probably just aren't that good. They're just playing in a bad division.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
Are 824 at third, and then the Minnesota Vikings, who are 10-3, are fourth in the league in negative yard differential, minus 742.
That's crazy, though, that the Texans are in first with, what was theirs?
Minus 1,200 yards.
And then second was like 800.
Yeah.
The Texans are that much worse.
Yeah, 300 yards worse.
The Texans are, what is that, like almost 50% worse at playing
they're like
football
a full game worse.
than any other team in the National Football League.
Yes, and that's, it's not the end-all, be-all stat, but obviously, points can happen in a million different ways. You get special teams, touchdowns, you get pick sixes, whatever. Yards is a pretty good test of.
It's a good yardstick.
Yeah. Is your team like soundly beating teams, or is something weird happening here? And I think Vikings fans know that the defense is going to let them down. And today was the day that the defense absolutely let them down because Justin Jefferson could not be stopped. And I'll even say one nice thing about the Vikings fans. I think Justin Jefferson got that touchdown ripped away from him.
Okay.
Because I think that they whistled it early. He never went out of bounds.
Yeah, his heel didn't touch.
It made no sense that they stopped that play. That should have been a touchdown for him. He should have been at like 270 yards.
Yeah, it was a crazy day for him. He rocks. He's probably
Insane.
the best receiver in the entire league. And today, I do agree, today's story is not that much about the Vikings. It's just like the Vikings got beaten by a better team.
Right. And they also are going to fall to where we thought they were going to fall. Like they weren't going to be the 1 seed. This was the day where it's like they're not going to be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
They're going to win the NFC North easily, and they'll have a home playoff game, maybe multiple home playoff games. Probably multiple home playoff games. But yeah, this was the day, and we said it before, like the 10-2 Vikings are on the road and they're 2-point underdog to the 5-7 Detroit Lions.
Yep.
That tells you everything. Take the Lions.
Yep. Good thing we took the Lions today.
Billy took the Vikings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's tough, Billy. We took the Jets.
We
You
did
guys
take
are
the
right.
Jets.
You
Yeah.
guys are right.
Actually,
You should have taken the Jets.
Yeah, you should have
I
taken the
know.
Jets because let's talk about that
Dummy.
game next. That's the next game. The Bills 20, Jets 12. The Bills survive an ugly game. So there was a question afterwards. A reporter said, are you concerned, Josh Allen, about this offense not looking like an offense that can win a Super Bowl? And his response was simply, okay.
Yeah,
so I like
good
that.
question.
So because it was one of those ugly games, division games. Jets defense, we've been giving them flowers all season long. They are elite. They were able to, slow down, make the Bills look ugly for a good portion of this game. Started with 10 punts, but the Bills survive an ugly game. And Mike White, he got abs. I don't know if he has ribs anymore.
He got folded in half.
Like multiple times.
It looked like a folding chair.
Yeah.
Like he got cut in half and sandwiched. He got turned into the less than sign as he just got absolutely destroyed by the blitzing linebacker. After the game, he was taken to the hospital in a precautionary ambulance. Is what the coach said.
Yes.
He had a precaution, just like a precautionary ambulance,
right?
Just to make sure that he's
test
doing
ambulance.
okay.
Yeah.
Like as is standard after an NFL game, you obviously take your starting quarterback to the hospital in an ambulance just in case.
I would imagine a precautionary ambulance is like it's like a fun ambulance. It's not actually in service. It's maybe actually like a Bills fans tailgate. They customized an old ambulance and put like Bills Mafia all over it.
Yeah.
That guy took him to the hospital. And at the hospital, it was like,
except it wasn't a hospital; it was just a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, here, you need to have some hard liquor to take away some of that pain.
Pinto Ron was hitting his kneecap with like a hot dog and being like, "All right, I'm going to prescribe you three shots of a weird liquor out of this bowling ball I have, and you'll be good to go, Mike White.
Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
he's fine now after the precautionary trip to the hospital where they just said, like, yeah, you got fucked up today, Mike White.
Really bad.
I felt bad for Mike White because they kept putting him back in the game, and he kept getting hurt, and they couldn't do anything to protect him, and it felt like it was animal abuse. It felt like a dog. Like I was watching a dog that was just like tied up outside in a snowstorm that was just getting like hit by the wind with no food or water. But I felt bad for Mike White.
But it's kind of your guy's fault because every time they put Joe Flacco in, he was like, I don't want to be
He's a starting
doing this.
quarterback. Joe Flacco's a starter.
Joe Flacco
He starts. He does not come off the bench.
Joe Flacco put, I would say, about 10% of his heart and effort into playing football today. Every time he came in,
What do you
he
expect
came in,
from
he
Joe
fumbled.
Flacco?
Like he gave a full on, I don't want to be here. Get Mike White back out here. I don't care how many ribs he's missing. It was actually very funny because Joe Flacco would just keep coming in. He would keep looking terrible and being like, please don't put me back in this game.
He had a couple nice handoffs, but the fumble was pretty bad.
I actually think that's what happened. I think Mike White was like on the training table.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like, Mike, you are very, very badly injured. We can't let you in. And Mike White was just watching the game and watching Joe Flacco play. He's like, Doc, I have to play because Joe Flacco is quiet quitting out there.
So Joe Flacco is going to get everybody else hurt on the field.
Yeah.
I'll only get myself hurt. It was very selfless of him to go back in the game. Joe Flacco has reached a point in his career where he should not be doing any improvisation whatsoever. If the play doesn't look exactly like he's practiced it in the VR headset or whatever, his job should just be, he should sit down. He should just like stop in the middle of the play and sit down, crisscross applesauce in the pocket and be like, let's live to fight another day. When he starts to improv, then he did that thing. He tried to do like a Patrick Mahomes flip of the ball, and the ball went like just straight sideways.
And he also, like, Joe Flacco shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be outdoors if it's below 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Like that in itself was a problem that Joe Flacco was even there. Billy, so Mike White, by the way, 40.4% of the dropbacks he was pressured on.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's insane. Like the Bills defense, and that's what I was saying, like a gritty, tough win, because the Bills have had, I think this just comes with the territory when you are the Super Bowl favorite and everyone's picking you apart, and there's games where you don't look great. They've had games where they haven't looked great. They lost to this Jets team, but their defense was awesome today, stepped up, and their offense did enough where it wasn't like, the Jets are just a really good defense, and they know the Bills.
Yeah, and with Mike White at quarterback, they actually look like a good football team.
Yeah.
Like Mike White is Mike White him?
He makes competent plays.
Should we be having that discussion?
He does.
I think he might be him. The funniest play of the first half was, and it was a punt fest, but on that last drive the Bills had, it was 4th down, and they ran the play that everybody knows is coming where they tried to get the defense to jump off sides on 4th down, and they had Dawson Knox go under center and pretend like he was going to get the snap. The Jets jump over the line of scrimmage, absolutely destroy Dawson Knox, but it was very clearly offsides. And then you saw Dawson Knox get like hit to the ground and then jumps up and starts celebrating because he just got killed on that play. And then they went down and they scored. Dawson actually got that touchdown where he flipped into the end zone at the end of the half. If the Jets had gone into the halftime at 0-0, they might win that game.
Yeah, those also are the coolest moments when you get a flip into the end zone out of necessity, not celebration.
Yeah.
When a guy has to flip into the end zone just to get into the end zone, those plays rock.
And when you're flipping because somebody else made you flip, not because you're doing it on purpose.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm saying, like, instead of just like when guys try to flip to showboat, when they actually like, the only move I have right now is to flip. Those are the coolest touchdowns. Billy, how are we feeling? State of the Jets, they have the Lions. Ooh, let's play whose line is it anyway with that. The Lions, the Jaguars, at the Seahawks, at the Dolphins. They got to win.
Lions at home?
Lions at home. Whose line is it anyway?
I think the Jets are going to be favored.
Oh, yeah, they will be favored.
By a point.
I think it's going to be 2.5 Jets.
Yeah, 3.
Can you look it up, Hank? You can talk to.
We gotta we gotta address someone else besides Flacco for quarterback 2 spot because
It can't be Zach Wilson.
No, yeah, it's Strevler. I think we should actually address Strevler.
Strevler, yeah.
Just Strevler, just so we can have a guy who can go in there and make some plays and not, be geriatric.
I agree. Like Joe Flacco could start, but he's not a backup. He's nobody's backup.
Like he needed to warm up.
Yeah.
Like it was very obvious.
For like weeks.
A couple hours.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, if you want to put him in a game, you better have like a heated pool inside the stadium that he can go into and do like aqua aerobics for 30 minutes.
A full training camp
before he gets into a game.
Wilson, I think Mike White's starting for the rest of the season.
No, Zach Wilson's not going to be a Jet anymore.
Yeah, he's
have you
trade.
realized that?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's like, and I actually think Robert Salah deserves all the credit in the world because I was thinking about it, like that's not an easy thing to do to bench the guy who is supposed to be the franchise quarterback, but the team looks like they're fighting in a different way than they were a few weeks ago.
And I think this is why he's seriously going to be in the running for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
I think
he has one of our votes.
I said that in the beginning of the year. I put that bet in. I tweeted
Robert
it.
Salah?
Sports. Yep.
Okay.
And I think these are the decisions you have to make that if, they make it to the playoffs, let's say they go decently in the playoffs, that's going to put them in contention.
Decently in the playoffs?
One win.
One win?
I think one win is more than decent.
Yeah.
Right. But,
I think
if they
close
cover,
loss
if
is
they cover,
with Mike White at the helm playing like that against the Bills and in Buffalo in this like light flurry snow.
moral victory time.
Yeah, that's
Uh-oh.
no, but like that's Super Bowl
he's
football.
right. He's right.
We're looking at the Super Bowl now.
He's right.
Hank, go ahead and talk. Hank,
got
Mike making all these faces.
I'm totally running up the score while Hank can't talk.
Come on, Hank.
true, yeah.
Jets -1.
Oh,
nailed
okay. Hank, go ahead, talk.
Oh, Billy just sounds like a Jets fan.
You sound like
Loser.
a Pats fan.
Yeah,
You sound like a Pats fan.
when we talk, we don't lose a game and then say that's a Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying that's Super Bowl playing
football.
Like that is the Super Bowl contender.
All right.
We
So
got to play the Vikings.
I agree with Hank because, like, it does
beat
sound
the Bills
ridiculous.
in Buffalo last year. People forget.
Billy, it does sound ridiculous to say
Yeah.
like that's Super Bowl football. You can say like that's playoff.
Well, that's
football.
competing. That's competing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
with
But
a
you
very
can
good
that
football
same
Playoff-
team.
It's playoff football.
I mean, I
you
kind of
lost
knew
bad.
that's how the game would. We covered. I kind of know that's how the game.
How come you
would
didn't
I
bet
had
on him
him.
then?
Yeah,
Me and
I think
Big
I
Cat
had
took
him
him.
in the contest.
because I wasn't. It was a weird line.
You also
So-
were sucking Zach Wilson off. Like you're really
Well,
quick
no,
to
I was
forget that.
supporting.
That's
Basically,
true.
I was
No,
supporting.
No, you were
what-
sucking him off. You sucked him off.
You did.
week by week.
Yeah.
Oh, you gargle on Mac Jones.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
listen to your
That's
voice,
actually-
Hank.
You
Not
gargle
true.
on Bailey Zapp and Mac Jones. You're getting double teamed. You're getting spit
promise
roasted.
you.
Hank has actually
by-
been pretty honest about Mac Jones recently.
recently.
You did
just
suck
keep
off
him, though.
Zach Wilson pretty hard. I do owe Billy an apology. Young man, I was not familiar with your game. I owe you an apology. I was roasting you. You weren't even here. I was like, hey, Big Cat, do you remember what Billy said about the weather in this game? You said it was going to be like wintry conditions. It was going to be snowy, and it was going to be 38 outside. And I didn't even realize, oh, shit, Billy just predicted a snowstorm in 38-degree weather. And you were actually right. There was snow.
like sloshy.
Yeah, there was
Yeah, there
snow,
was
and
some slosh.
it was 38 degrees. I didn't even know that was possible. Good job.
Yeah,
Billy.
I've been keeping up with the weather a little harder. You guys been holding me to that pretty well. So,
Mm-hmm.
but like I knew that it was going to be a tight game. They'd probably cover because it was probably going to go under, which it did. And
I knew that
I
they
didn't
would.
have the balls to take it because I was I got talked out of it. I'm not going to do that again. But they're going to play the Detroit Lions. They're scrappy. I think this was a hard game for the offense to really click with Mike White at the helm because of the conditions. And we're going to see, at home, hopefully it's decent weather, that we're going to finally, it's all going to click. And you're going to see some serious numbers out of the Jets offense.
Serious numbers. I
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, you're going to have to compete with the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy to think. Like,
I mean,
Detroit
Goff-
Lions,
It's kind of a
New
loser
York
leaves
Jets.
town cross conference.
It is, yeah.
I mean, Goff and White actually kind of have a lot of similarities. I was sort of,
All right.
that's what I was seeing. Probably just from their stature and play style. But
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
I agree. It's
it's
going to be a good
Definitely
game.
both quarterbacks.
They are. They're both quarterbacks.
I mean, they're both like 6'6", pretty skinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both good.
Yeah, but
Mike
Wear
White,
T-shirts.
I think Mike White's a good quarterback. I think he's. You know what? I don't necessarily think he's good yet. I think he's a fine quarterback. You've got a fine quarterback.
yeah, and he gets the job done, and the
Fine
team's,
young
the
man.
team's
Yeah.
on his back.
Even
And
better person.
Yeah.
And now I think the Zach Wilson experiment is pretty much
No.
Done.
Done.
yeah done.
Yeah.
So
See,
I
that
am-
was the part I was saying. Like, have you realized? Like, no, it's done.
But yeah, I have a Mike White jersey coming
Okay,
in the mail.
all right,
I'm
okay.
now going to be.
So
Slaughtering
make sure
his
that
knob.
make sure
Yeah,
Zach
no, no,
Wilson's
I'm-
dick is out of your mouth by the time the jersey gets
We're
here.
on to a new guy.
Okay, all right. Because
Yeah,
that was
so-
like you were looking back, being like, Zach, Are you like you
Are
were
you sure
hoping
you're
he was
gone?
looking back?
No, I was-
You guys were saying goodbye to each other on the street.
It was this
and then you
two-game-
look back and he looked back and like catch eyes.
It was a 2-game stretch. We saw Vikings. Like, this was a 2-game that if he won the game or performed well, like, that was going to solidify him for the rest of the season.
But Zach Wilson, you are right. Zach Wilson might have to dress just because Mike White keeps getting
I
absolutely
know.
brutalized.
I would literally said the offensive line is going to decide whether Mike White's career
Survives.
trajectory.
Yeah.
Survives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's going to be interesting with Zach Wilson because he's going to go somewhere else, and somebody's going to fall in love with him. Someone's going to be like, this guy's ceiling is Patrick Mahomes, and he could go.
I think there will. It's more of a yips thing with him. I think at this point.
Oh, it's just the
That's yips.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like
He will. I'll tell you
needs a
this.
new- he
He'll
needs
be
a new-
sick in the XFL.
yeah, he needs a new.
He would.
Scenery. He needs
Yeah.
a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Because I think this is a little of a hot take, but if you hear how like he refers to and his mother refers to the New York media, you can have you can tell that they're really not happy in
Oh,
New York.
is
Oh,
he
it's the
is
New
he
York
too
media.
conservative
Yeah,
to play in New York City?
I kind of was getting those
Got it.
those vibes.
oh,
Got
the
it.
libs are driving
yeah.
him crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
Okay.
that was
It's their fault.
Well, he needs to go somewhere. Where would it be? Like, where would the best place for him to own the libs be?
Texas.
Yeah, go to the Texans.
Okay,
yeah.
Texas, yeah. Go to
Yeah.
the Texans. Okay. Last thing on this game. Yeah, the Bills did like struggle offensively, and then now we have. So I mentioned the Jets schedule. I love this time of year because you can kind of like map it out with 4 games left. That's scary to say. The Bills have Dolphins at Bears at Bengals, and then the Patriots. If they win out, they're 1 seed. If the Chiefs slip up at all, and if they both can go 3-1, they have the tiebreaker. But I feel like the 1 seed in the AFC is going to be so goddamn important.
Yeah.
because getting that bye week, getting those home games, not having to go through a gauntlet versus some of these teams that are definitely like I mean the Dolphins don't look great tonight, but not having to play maybe the Bengals in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, for the Bills, it's super important. If you can get home field advantage in Buffalo, imagine a night game in Buffalo, like 22 degrees, snowy.
I love it.
AFC Championship
love
game. Nobody in the crowd wearing a shirt.
I love it.
That's football, baby.
I love it.
Kurt
I love
Warner's
it.
going to have a stroke.
Okay. Next up, the first team to actually clinch a playoff spot in the 2022 season, the Eagles 48, Giants 22.
Congratulations, Max.
Max,
Congrats to the-
congratulations.
Congrats, Birds.
Congratulations, Max. The Philadelphia Eagles are rolling. They are rolling. I know that there's been a lot of talk about their schedule. They had that moment where they slipped up against the Commanders and had the close game against the Colts. This was a game that everyone thought, ooh, maybe tough game, Giants. They obliterated the Giants. They absolutely took it to them right from the get-go. 14-play, 84-yard touchdown drive, 12-play, 91-yard touchdown drive, and then they got that muff kick that was then just a touchdown to Devontae Smith, a 33-yard touchdown. They are rolling. Everything is clicking for them. I like this.
It looked so easy. It looked
looked
like
so easy
their
for them.
offense looked like it was running in slow motion, but the defense of the Giants was running in even slower motion. They knew exactly where they were going with the ball every single time. On the design runs for Jalen Hurts or even this, like Miles Sanders had an incredible game, but neither one of them looked like they were having to put forth an insane amount of effort.
Right.
It was so easy for them today.
And it also, they just beat you in so many different ways because A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, both, like, their ball skills are insane. They just, half of these throws, it's not, Jalen Hurts is probably going to win the MVP, but and it's a credit to him because he basically just says, I'm giving my guys a chance because I know they'll make plays for me. And they did that in the first half. Then they ran the ball down their throat. Jalen Hurts ran the ball down their throat. Miles Sanders. They have a million different ways to beat you. And it looks like, I don't know. They're peaking at the right time. Like they're starting to play really, really good football. They have that big game against the Cowboys coming up. But that was Jalen Hurts. Now it feels like, especially after Mahomes had a weird game in Denver today, it feels like Jalen Hurts is the front runner for the MVP.
I would say so. Their offense is clicking. They've got Miles Sanders now at 1,000 yards. Miles Sanders having an incredible season.
Incredible.
By the way. Like everybody wrote him off the last 2 years just because his hamstrings were made out of bubble gum or whatever. But he's playing really, really well right now. He had a 1,000-yard season. A.J. Brown has 1,000 yards. That's the first time that the Eagles have had either a runner for 1,000 yards or a receiver for 1,000 yards since 2014.
Wow.
When it was LaShawn McCoy, and then I think who would have been Macklin probably?
Yeah.
At wide receiver that got 1,000 yards?
Yeah, Macklin in 14, I think was.
Yeah,
We were
so
talking about that
2014,
today,
that's old school Andy Reid shit.
Shout out Mizzou.
This Eagles
No,
team
that
is,
was Macklin. That 14 was Chip, right? No. That might have been Doug, right?
No, I think that was Chip.
Yeah, I think Andy left in 12.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably Chip.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have been Chip.
Yeah,
that
the,
makes sense, yeah.
Was that the Nick Foles year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when what was it, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions?
Yep.
Something insane like that.
Yeah, so
But yeah, they're
congratulations,
really,
Max.
really good. And Max, what do you think? I mean, they're rolling. They're rolling.
Yeah, I mean today there wasn't even really much to say about the game today. We have the 6 TVs. We turned it off in the third quarter because the game was over.
And I actually said,
was-
I was like, wait, Max might want to keep watching. And you're like, nope, game's over. Game's over.
It was.
It was
And-
over.
Well, it also was because the game that wasn't on was Cowboys Texans.
Yeah.
That became good.
And
You
I
turned
was
all your Eagles
my
fury
Eagles
onto how
fury
bad
went
Dak
in-
sucked.
Yes.
went into
Yeah.
to try to get that, because now you're at the spot where the Eagles, if they finish 3-1, they can even lose to the Cowboys. If they finish 3-1 with the Vikings loss today, they're the 1 seed. They can't finish if they go 2-2 and they lose to the Cowboys. They might.
I don't want to think. I want to beat the
Oh,
Cowboys.
you don't want to think about it.
I want to beat the Cowboys.
You want to beat the Cowboys.
I want to beat the Cowboys.
And now
I'm now getting to the point of like people are coming at me on Twitter for like Cowboys takes, and like I hate the Cowboys so much. I've hated them my whole life, but now it's just like I think Dak Prescott's actually really bad, and I haven't wanted to win a regular season game as bad as I want to beat the Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
night, Christmas Eve, yeah.
Like I'm almost worried about the Bears next week because of how much.
But that's a you look ahead.
yeah.
But that matters
Yeah.
sometimes.
You're looking ahead.
That
not-
does matter. Like if you as a fan overlook a team, that has an impact as to what the players do on the field.
That
Yeah.
would really put me in a pickle.
Yeah.
If the Bears win a game that I don't want them to win,
We should just-
because of draft pick and also because of my Eagles' future. Wow, that would suck.
Well, the
That
good
is
news
exactly what's going to happen because
The good news is the Eagles are they're going to lock up home field no matter what.
they can't slip up.
I think that the Eagles have it. I don't think that the Vikings are a threat anymore.
No, but the Cowboys are the threat.
Cowboys could be a threat.
I think
but
the Cowboys win the tiebreaker if the Cowboys
And
win
that
this game
changes
and then-
everything.
Right.
Like,
But Eagles-
it's not only the 1 seed, but it's also home field. Like,
Right.
Because
Yeah,
then you're
if
a
you
wild
don't-
card.
Yeah, then you're a wild
Then
card team. Now
it's
you're on the road.
Everything is different.
Eagles have 2 wins over them right now,
No,
right?
no. The Eagles have beaten the Cowboys once. They play on Christmas Eve.
No, I'm saying like right now they're 12-1.
Yes.
The Cowboys are
That's what I'm saying.
10-3.
The Eagles can't slip up.
Yeah.
because they then that Cowboys game could end up being like if you lose it, you're now fucked, and you go from the first to the fifth.
And that's why the Texans game was so big today, because if they lost, then it was over.
It was
Like,
over.
If they lost, then whatever, give us the 1 seed, we could coast into the
Right.
playoffs.
How's your punter doing? Is he okay?
It's a great question.
I liked him on
That was
the
a sick
cart,
play.
and he was also screaming. He was screaming at Giants fans, being like "fuck you."
Yeah, it was a
'cause
sick
They were
play.
saying shit to him.
That's our guy.
It was
Yeah,
one of the more
that's our
athletic
guy.
plays I've ever seen. Like he got the punt blocked, right? And he scooped it up with one hand, avoided a defender, and then got absolutely leveled after running for like 7 yards. And it looked like his ribs just got crunched into his body, and they were going to have to like take him off on the carpet. He was pissed off to be leaving the game.
Yeah.
I always love it when there's like an injury to a punter or a kicker, and then the punter has to try to kick, or the kicker has to try to punt, because you would think that they'd be the exact same thing,
No.
and that any kicker would be able to punt.
Not even close.
Not at
Yeah.
all. Like
Yeah.
if you watch a punter try to kick, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna like kick it out of bounds by accident.
Yes.
They're gonna miss it that
It
badly.
makes no
They'll go
sense.
out for the throw in.
Yeah, it makes no sense. For the Giants, they're just not that good. They aren't. Like look, they've had a nice season. They've overachieved. I think most Giants fans would agree. Their roster is very limited. You can't. The minute that the Eagles were up 21-0, the game was over. The
Yeah.
Giants are not built to come back from 21 down. Like
Yeah.
they need everything to kind of go right to stay in a game to make those kind of games work. They just don't have enough talent. Like
Yep.
what would the outside of Saquon, the entire Eagles offensive team, I don't even know. Miles Sanders has been that good. Would the Giants swap? They would take every single player before theirs on the offensive starting 11?
I'm looking right now.
I think so. that just tells you like
I don't know that much about the interior line of the Giants, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the Eagles.
that's how much of a mismatch it is.
Well, that's the biggest thing about the Eagles is that the offensive line, like,
it's
it
incredible.
Hurts has so much time
So
back
much
there,
time.
every single play, and our run game is dominant because of our offensive line.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
the Giants just don't have that.
The Giants are a nice story, nice season. They still can get in the playoffs. They have that Sunday night game against the Commanders next week.
Yeah.
But they're just not. I don't think anyone's deluding themselves to be like the Giants. Wow, that's such a bad loss. They're just the Eagles are a significantly more talented team than the Giants.
Even Giants fans, I think they were just kind of along for the ride earlier this season. They're like, holy shit, that's incredible. Brian Dable's doing a great job with this team.
It was fun.
But nobody thought they weren't deluding themselves into thinking that they're going to win playoff games.
Right. So it might be the air might be coming out of the Giants seed. It feels like we're for the 7th seed. That's why I want the Lions to get in, because they are the only of the Commanders are playing good football. The Seahawks and the Giants are not, and the Lions are playing good football.
Yeah.
Like in terms of fairness, if we just went fairness, the Lions would make the playoffs.
They should, yeah. And I mean, the Commanders dominated the bye week this week. This was huge. Like, we butt fucked the bye week.
Seahawks
we had
losing,
the Seahawks lose.
Giants
we had the
lose.
Giants lose. This was a great week for the Commanders.
Yeah, you guys had a nice week. So that's that game. Next up, we have Ravens 16, Steelers 14.
What is there to say about this game? Because this game sucked.
This game,
not even the colors of the Ravens Steelers, who, by the way, don't like each other.
Yeah.
And you can throw out the record books when they get together.
it's bad. It's bad for my boy Mitch.
Yeah.
That was
Probably his last chance.
That was tough. He comes in. Kenny Pickett played well before he got concussed, which
Did he?
I'm getting a little. Yeah, he had a touchdown drive. He had a 75-yard touchdown drive.
Okay.
I think to start the game, right?
I thought he was like 0 for 1 passing or something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure he had a 75-yard touchdown drive to start the game and then got concussed. And I think Kenny is good. Mitch is not good.
Yeah, Kenny was 0 for 1.
He was?
He was 0 for 1 with 0 yards.
Where did I think they had a touchdown? Oh, they did have a touchdown with him on the field.
He had 2 carries for 16 yards. That was not. He had a long of 13. That's probably what you remember.
Oh, no, they scored with Mitch in there. For some reason, I just blanked and was like, "Oh, Kenny played okay."
No,
Maybe I'm
Mitch's
just,
first drive was good.
yeah, that's
because
right
when
That's
Mitch
right.
got
It's
in
Mitch's
there,
first drive that was
when
good.
Mitch got in there, we were all like, "That's Mitch Trubisky. He's a great backup coming off the bench.
Yes,
he's
that's
not going
right.
to be your starter, but he's an impact sub." And then he went on to throw 3 interceptions.
Hand up. That's a 6 TV fault of mine, where I definitely thought that touchdown drive was Kenny, not Mitch. So Kenny didn't play well, got concussed, and also that's his second concussion this year, which makes me nervous. Mitch, I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah,
It's not good. Roquan picked him off. He had the whole Mitch thing where it was like there was a pick off over the middle. There's a pick off where he was trying to throw left.
He's versatile.
Yeah, it was just like, oh man, I've
Get you men that can do it all.
seen this before.
He's
and it doesn't look good.
I still think he's going to get opportunities to be a backup.
Sure.
I don't think that he'll ever get a starting spot ever again.
Here's something I'll say: the Ravens' defense is very good.
They are good.
They're very good.
They've gotten a lot better. Also, Mitch still like really young in terms of his football career?
Yeah, he's very young.
So he started 1 year in college.
He hasn't played
right?
enough football.
So that's the jury's
7-year
still out.
bump is
Jury's still
coming
out
up.
on Mitch Trubisky. Yeah,
That's a fact.
he would be a fine Colts quarterback next year.
Yeah. The story of this game, besides Mitch being bad, the Steelers' defense has reverted to not being that great because you also had Tyler Huntley back up get hurt, and then Anthony Brown. I was shocked that he's in the NFL because he was not good at Oregon, and somehow he's in the NFL. You'd think he comes in, the Steelers should be able to get back in the game. And the Ravens, being one-dimensional, still ran the ball right down their throat. Like, J.K. Dobbins was awesome. The Ravens played defense and ran the ball and old-school Ravens football. And, yeah, like, the Steelers, I saw some Mike Tomlin trending. I saw it might be time for Mike Tomlin. Like, people are saying that it's very similar to the end of Andy Reid in Philadelphia, where he's not a bad coach. He's actually a very good coach. It's just been a very long time, and it might be time for a change.
It's been like half a long time though in terms of Pittsburgh time.
True.
He's still got like another 10 years, and they'll be like, okay, That will still feel like they're moving on too quickly.
No,
If
he's
Mike
probably
Tomlin
got
gets
another
fired
10
in
years. He's probably going to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what the Steelers will do.
They are pissed at him in Pittsburgh, and it does feel like it's more than just a 1-year rebuild at this point too.
Yeah.
It feels like it's going to take a couple to really smooth out all the problems they have.
Well, they put a lot of money into their defense. Brian Flores is there. Like, you'd think that their defense would be able to stand up in a game like this where you're up against the third string quarterback for the Ravens, and they just weren't. Like, the Ravens just kept on getting first downs when they needed to, running the ball, knowing that they probably can't pass because they don't have that ability, and the Steelers couldn't do anything about it. And that's got to, like, for the true Yinzers, that would drive you insane.
It would. And the Ravens, they are like anamorphing into the old school Ravens defense right now.
Yeah.
And we've been talking for the last couple of years about how that Ravens defense, just because they wear those jerseys, they're not the same team. So don't expect them to come out there and just dominate defensively. Now they kind of are doing that.
Yeah.
Now they're able to turn, like, they flip the switch and it's like 2001 all over again.
And they got dudes everywhere.
Dudes on dudes on dudes.
They got dudes everywhere. So the Steelers are done. Here's the other part. If you're sitting at 5-7, there was a group of teams sitting at 5-7 this week. The Raiders on Thursday night, which we obviously talked about. The Lions, the Steelers, the Browns. There is a little bit of freedom in losing that game where the start of the run the table game. You know, when you're sitting there as a fan, you're like, hey, if we run the table, we're in the playoffs. Yeah. You don't even get the car out of the garage. It's over. Like, Steelers fans, you don't have to get your hopes up. Like, you don't have to play the what if. If you had won 3 games in a row and then lost the last 2 and you're like, oh man, we were right there. No. Season's over. Time for next year. Like, figure out what you got, and it's next year time.
Yeah. So if I agree with that, because that will drive you insane.
Right.
If you think, like, okay, if we do the impossible here, we can work it out.
And if you win
It's
like 1 or 2 games, you're like, oh no, look at us.
Yeah, it's like you're appealing your death sentence over and over and over again. And then the governor's like, no, flip the switch. You're done.
You're done.
So it's bad news if you're a Steelers fan right now. Pickett probably, I'm going to guess he'll be out next week if that's his second concussion of the year.
Yeah.
Why would you chance putting him out there again?
Yeah.
If Mitch continues to play like this, you know that Roethlisberger has at least thought about picking up the phone, right? Like, I'm not saying that they'd take his call. They probably gave him like the rejection hotline in case like he gets antsy during the season and wants to call to leave a message. They probably gave him a fake phone number. But you know Big Ben has considered picking up the phone to call and be like, hey, if you need me.
I'm ready to go, Coach.
I've got a couple weeks left in me, Coach.
Yes. Yeah. Call me up. I'm ready to go, Coach. Yeah, man, that would be a fun way to end the season.
That'd be a great way to end the season.
Watching Big Ben out there.
I mean, think about it. If you're the Steelers and the run the table fantasy is over, you'd like to sell some tickets, right?
Yeah, why not? Let's
what
get
better
Big
way
Ben.
to sell tickets than to just have Big Ben back
How
there?
about every year just have a farewell Big Ben ending to the season that you don't make the playoffs?
Yeah, no, and have it actually be a true farewell to Big Ben where they do the retirement ceremony all over again and they got the cameras like following him into the locker room with his family afterwards.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when they do the Ring of Honor or whatever they have in the Steelers for Big Ben night, he's definitely going to ask to play.
Yeah, let me just throw one.
Yeah, let me just get in there for once. And then and then he's going to be on this podcast and be like, I wasn't planning on playing, and then I was like, hey, let me throw one, and I just ended up, next thing you know, I had 70 pass attempts last night.
Next thing you know, I was getting sacked.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, the Dolphins
Did they get it?
almost recovered the onside kick.
They might have gotten it.
They're saying they did. I don't think
They pointed
did.
first, though. They pointed first. That's
There's
always
no
good for something.
I love the guy who's
You got to
on-
be a fast pointer. That's most of the job on Hans' team.
I love the guy who's on the pile who has no ability to tell who has the ball, pointing like, we got it.
Oh, Chargers are pointing more now.
They got it.
Chargers got it.
So Chargers win.
They almost chargered this.
Let me do a quick ad, then let's talk about this game. That's it for Ravens Steelers. I mean,
I think so.
Big Ben.
We've reached the Big Ben will he or won't he point in the discussion. I'd say we can move on.
That's our version of the wrap it up music.
Yeah.
It's like when we start talking about Big Ben during the Steelers recap. It's
But
like, all right, guys, wrap it up.
You know that he's thought about it.
Oh yeah, and we have.
Yeah, a lot. I'm thinking about it right now.
A lot. All right, so game time. If the Steelers do the Big Ben retirement tour night, game time will get you
Can we
there.
just start that rumor?
Yeah.
The Big Ben is thinking about coming back.
Big
this
Ben
season.
is willing to start for the Steelers if needed.
Yeah, if needed, he's in the best shape of his life right now.
Facts.
And he's rediscovered his love for the game, and he's willing to come back there If you need them, Steelers.
If you need them. So Game Time. Game Time is an exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Give the gift of an awesome experience this holiday season with Game Time. If you're nervous that your present won't arrive in time or simply forgot to holiday shop, Game Time tickets gets delivered to your phone and inbox instantly. Game Time has all the best tickets, and you'll get an awesome price on them. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, now's the time. We've been using Game Time all year, and we've gone to a bunch of games, concerts, everything. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time last-minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed with the Game Time app. Again, shout out to Game Time app, the exclusive ticketing app of Barstool Sports. Okay. Chargers 23, Dolphins 17. Tua was very bad, and it feels like the Dolphins are like hanging in the balance here. That's 2 losses where Tua's not looked good, and they have another game coming up against the Bills on Saturday night. They're all the way across the country right now. Jake, it feels like the bottom's falling out a little bit.
Yeah, it's not good. I could sit here and talk into this mic and say, Tua's ceiling's Patrick Mahomes, but I'll call it how it is and say, the last 2 games have been awful.
He's been bad.
And they're at Buffalo.
That was a low blow, Jake.
At Buffalo next week. Not great. Like you mentioned, the 3 for 17 start, but
What do you finish up as at? Couldn't be great. Tua's it's bad.
It was a very bad start for Tua.
10 for 28.
The coolest part of that game was the fumble where the ball squirted out of the back of the pile. Tyreek Hill grabs it, and the second Tyreek Hill touches the ball, Jake goes, he's going to score.
Yeah.
Because like that's what you think. When if Tyreek Hill gets his hands on a football in the middle of a field unexpectedly, nobody's going to be able to tackle.
That's funny you said that because Max, producer of the year, said can't advance a fumble. Doesn't know ball.
Dude, Max also didn't know the fair catch kick rule. I had to explain that to him.
Max. We have
this is
to
bullshit.
Know.
I
we
know,
have
I
to
know,
know
I know,
ball.
I know,
Yeah,
I
this
know, I know,
podcast
I know.
is built on bad takes and knowing ball.
That was a bad moment. Of
Bad
take.
ball moment. Hey,
not
put
a
the
take.
camera on yourself,
Not a take.
Max.
It wasn't a take. It was just you not
Max,
knowing
put
ball.
the camera on yourself and apologize.
I know. I got excited. It's like I thought I was knowing a rule that was going to make me sound smart, and it instead made me sound
And then,
terrible.
then later I asked him, I go, hey, Max, okay, since we're teaching each other ball, let's do a little quick pop quiz. What's the targeting rule in the NFL?
Oh,
and then he started to explain it to me, and I'm like, dude, there's no targeting rule. Trick question. That's college.
But this was like the 5th question.
Learn ball.
This was like the 5th line
We
of
need to take you
questioning.
to a ball test?
No.
We need to do a ball test?
A ball test would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for me, but just in general, like a ball test is
A
fun.
ball test?
Like,
Yeah.
Do you know questionnaire of do you know ball?
How many feet?
Besides you and PFT, who knows ball the most?
I think maybe you, Hank.
I agree.
It might be Hank.
Although the Hungry Dog has not hit this year, so maybe not.
It's either Hank or
I'm being honest. You don't know Hungry Dog ball.
Wait, when we say ball, just
think
like weird rules?
I think it's
No,
Hank
just,
or
do
Jake.
you know ball? It's pretty simple.
Jake
if you
knows
have to
ball.
ask, then you can't afford it. And afford it by me.
No, you don't really
just
know
had
ball.
to ask.
You've played ball, but you
they
don't
asked
know
you to
ball.
write down the 32 teams like a year ago, and you couldn't do it.
No, you gave me a time limit.
You don't know ball.
just
bro.
said
you don't know ball.
No, you don't know.
I could do it.
It's okay.
bro,
It's okay,
I can
bro.
do it now.
Billy,
Listen,
you're young. When
Billy.
I was your age, I didn't know ball.
Billy,
It comes with
Don't-
time.
Actually,
Billy,
Billy.
we've watched like
Billy.
twice as much football
Billy.
as you have.
I
be
know.
careful, Billy, because you don't want us to go to the next level and call you casual.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
You don't
back
know
when
ball.
Back when I played,
You don't know like
football.
that. Yeah, you don't know ball.
I couldn't watch college football, and then on Sundays I had to do all my homework, so
Right,
I wasn't.
so you
like,
don't know
Yeah,
ball.
I've
really
I've never
watching
done
the
homework
NFL
or anything.
football.
Right.
No, but like
Billy,
it's true.
the fact is, me and Big Cat have watched probably
We know
more
ball.
than twice as much football as
It's
you have.
actually
There's no ball.
people don't like underestimate how much football like you guys especially watch.
I've,
Yeah, no,
I've
no, we know.
forgotten the names of more like 2 and 14 coaches than you will ever learn in your life.
Ooh, next year we should actually do like a tally. Anytime we watch a game start to finish, and how many games we watch start to finish in a given season.
NFL should send you like an end of the year Spotify rap thing where it shows you like how much time you spent watching Red Zone.
Yeah, and Max's would just say, you don't know ball.
Yeah, sorry, bro. Cash.
Let's go back to
You can't
Billy not
advance
knowing
it.
ball.
You can't advance it. All right, it's okay. It's not a big deal, Max. I felt bad for you.
Max
but-
actually doesn't know ball.
Also, it's good because it's not like you said it around me. Because like I if you said it around me, I wasn't gonna tell anyone that you said that.
You're the only person I said it around. And you go,
Damn.
oh, no, don't worry. I'm not going to go tell anybody.
I
And then
walked right in.
it was the next 20 minutes of our time was just quizzing me on football.
Well, listen, Max.
Max, you proved to me that you don't know ball. Like we had a little pop quiz.
Max.
You got the forward pass question correct about like any part of the quarterback's body. You knew that
But
one.
Max, think about it this way: like you represent us.
I know.
Like, don't embarrass us. Like, if you go out to a bar and like, imagine if you were at a bar and that play happened and you screamed out, "Can't advance it," and everyone turned around and you're like, "Yo,
Oh my God.
aren't you Batgirl from PMT, bro? Do you even know ball?"
What if it was like a Chargers bar and you said that in there? Oh, actually,
We'd be so
there's no
embarrassed.
Chargers bars. I don't think there is a Chargers bar in North America.
No.
If it was a Dolphins bar and you screamed it out loud and everybody was like, "Oh, that's not going to count," they'd be so mad at you, and that would look so bad on us.
Wait, PFT, explain the fair catch kick rule because not that many people know about it.
Yeah, well, people that know ball understand the
Yeah.
fair catch kick rule.
Because it's usually only used in high school.
Yeah.
No,
Because
it's
that's when it most effectively, like the scenario occurs where like a game-winning field goal, like within a
at
punt
the
that
end of a
occurs.
half or at the end of a
Yeah.
game, you can fair catch a kick. It can be a punt or a kickoff. You can fair catch it, and then you get one untimed, uncontested kick. You can put the ball on a tee and kick off that tee and try to get a field goal worth 3 points.
It happened.
It's happened a couple
It
times in
happened
the
to
last
like
10 years.
I want to say like
Joey
like
The
Slide.
Carolina Panthers did it in
Joey
London.
Slide.
Whoa!
Well, no, 'cause
Yes!
I told him about that.
I
guy
was
knows
I
ball.
was doing a ton of research.
No,
on
That's
this.
okay. That doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how he knows ball. It's just dropping something like that. Like he gains our trust.
No,
back.
but no, he doesn't really know ball. He's like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting, where I'm going up to the guy in the bar. It's like, oh yeah, I read that too. You're going to tell me about the Marxist, the economic system of the plantations?
You could tell us about Steve Sable. Yeah, I watched that too. I watched all the old videos.
One day you're going to just look yourself in the mirror and realize that you spent $40,000 on education you could have gotten for $4.99 a library card.
No, you could have gotten it. You could have gotten it for $59.99 with the red zone and your couch. Think about that.
Sorry, we're old school. We learn.
Remember when you asked who the last Eagles receiver to have 1,000 yards was?
You knew it, Jeremy Macklin.
I think I said.
He was actually
I think I
confirming
said
it.
wasn't that Macklin, and then you said yes, sir.
Remember when I said that was
a
probably
trivia.
Chip?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
You said yes, sir. PFT. Well done, sir.
Well, we were having the discussion earlier, and that was a question that somebody asked me.
Oh well, I wasn't in the room for that. That was a completely separate.
I know, this is completely
really-
random. This
you're
is completely
grasping at
random.
straws-
I know. I just want some sort of.
You just want to know ball. I
acknowledgement
get
of
it.
ball.
I get it.
It's okay.
I get it.
No one ever truly knows ball. It's the act of learning ball.
By the way, confirmed I was correct. 2013 to 15 was Chip Kelly, Philadelphia Eagles.
Damn, you know ball.
I do know ball. Okay. All right. Chargers win. That was a big win for the Chargers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was Tua looking bad, but the Chargers defense looked better than they've looked in a long time, and they have their receivers back. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to believe in the Chargers. But with that said, I think they are the 7th seed no one wants to see.
Dude, I'm sick.
No one wants to see him.
I'm sick of people like the backlash of Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's just a good quarterback. If you think that Justin Herbert's not a good quarterback,
No, he's good.
Then you actually do not know ball.
Correct.
Like he can play quarterback.
It's fucking Acho and his like little like a rant where he missed the point and being like, Justin Herbert is a social media quarterback. No. He's a good quarterback.
I don't know what
The
that
Chargers,
means. A social media quarterback.
He got confused, as he often does, where he thought he was saying the Chargers are a social media team, and the fact that NFL media every August and like a bunch of blue check marks suck their dick and being like Chargers are the best team
Yeah.
in the NFL, and then we watch, and if you know ball, you know that one, they're all going to get injured, and two, they're just going to Charger shit up and fall below expectations. That's how they're a social media team.
Yes.
Justin Herbert's just a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Like Justin Herbert is one of the best young quarterbacks.
He has
in the NFL.
regressed this year, just like numbers wise, DVOA and shit. But I still watch the game, and I'm like, half the time he doesn't have receivers with him, and he's also just, it feels like he's stuck in that 3rd and 18 every time, because if they make a stupid penalty, they try a screen pass because they can't run the ball where it gets blown up, and then he's got to make a huge play, and he usually does.
Yeah, I'll be very clear. The Chargers, if they make the playoffs, are going to lose to the Chiefs and get like 3 punts blocked in that game.
It's going to be scary, though, for a second.
It'll be a disaster for the Chargers because they will Chargers away the game pretty badly.
I feel like they'll be up like 10-0, though, and we'll be like, whoa.
They might
watch out.
It might be like that Texans-Chiefs game from a few years ago where they take an early lead, and then Patrick Mahomes is like, okay, I'm just going to piss missiles all over you.
Yeah.
And then it's end of game.
So the Chargers have a game against the Titans coming up, and then at Colts, Rams, Broncos. The Chargers, this was a huge game because it feels like they can make the playoffs now. And when I say that, that means they'll probably lose two out of 4 of those in stupid fashion. They'll lose to the Rams.
I did have a moment today where I was screaming at the TV at Brandon Staley, just fucking kick a field goal.
I know.
Just kick a fucking field goal.
I know.
I'm going to declare this. Please hold me to it. Jake, can you make a note? Chargers, if they play in prime time, remove the over 3.5 field goal bet from the Chargers in prime time because there's nothing more frustrating than betting on that bet and Brandon Staley going for it on like 4th and 6 from the 20-yard line.
The part that I don't understand, and obviously it worked out tonight because they got the touchdown at the end of the first half, but part of going for it on 4th and goal from like the 2-yard line is that if you don't get it, you back them up. And then you expect if you can just get 3 stops, you have the punt and now you're in plus territory, right? So I don't get it why you do it at the end of a half when you don't get the benefit.
That's what I was saying.
Of backing them up.
You don't get it on the back end at all.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right.
Look at us. We're understanding the 4th down probability charts.
A lot.
They're on Monday night in 2 weeks. Chargers.
I'm not.
I'm the Colts. We're not at the Colts.
We're not betting the
Remind you.
3.5 field goals in that one. We're not going to do it.
That's the game they're going to lose, by the way.
And they're slated for Week 17 Sunday Night Football. Potential flex of the year. Rams, Chargers.
Remind me to take the Colts in the Chargers at Colts. That's the game they're going to lose.
Okay, so
that's
you're
the
taking
game
Colts and you're
they're
not.
going to win next week. They're going to be actually in the playoffs. Like when you look at the playoff standings, they'll be in there. Then they'll somehow lose to the Colts for no reason.
Yep.
That's absolutely what's going to happen. All right, next up, Jaguars, Titans. Trevor Lawrence, can we say it, has officially arrived?
He's taxing to the gate right now.
He's playing. So obviously last week he didn't play well. He also got the most horrific injury that didn't take him out of any game. But he was awesome today. Awesome. I think he had one of his best games as a pro. He had that game, 2 weeks ago where they beat the Ravens. So he's now putting together semi-adjacent incredible performances. And I'll just say, so maybe he hasn't arrived. I am firmly in the Trevor Lawrence is your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Like I'm set with that.
He's no longer a bust.
I've seen enough. If you can do the right things, I am now in the Jaguars can fail Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence can't fail the Jaguars territory.
So he's close to arrival. He's circling. He's on final approach. Mm-hmm. And today he had a pretty important milestone in Jaguars franchise history. First quarterback with 300 pass yards, multiple pass touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown in a single game.
And the rushing touchdown was pretty cool.
Never happened before. Mark Brunell never did that.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool that you actually have a quarterback that I agree you build around now. You don't even think about what your future is at quarterback. You know what your future is going to be at quarterback. Now it's only going to be like how good can Trevor Lawrence be?
He was 30 for 42, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns, and more than anything, it's the throws he's making down the field. So the last 3 weeks, he's 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on 10 plus air yards. He's like now pushing the ball, making those throws that were kind of like sketchy. I don't even know how to explain it when we watched it when it was bad last year and the first half of this year where it was like
they would sail a little bit.
It was like not even right. It wasn't that he was missing guys. It was just the balls just like they were just weirdly placed and like hitting guys' helmets and stuff. I think he still hit a helmet today. But he looked awesome today. The Jaguars looked really good today. The Jaguars are now maybe in the playoff hunt because the Jaguars are playing good football and the Titans are reeling. The Titans are playing bad football. I think they've lost 3 in a row now. It feels like just nothing is working. Like what they could rely on before, like really good defense, ball control has not been there. And I looked at the schedule. I said, I think the nerd that's on NBC put it at a 14% chance the Jaguars can make the playoffs.
Kornacki.
Kornacki. I told our good friend Uncle Chaps, I'm saying 20% chance.
You're upping his percentages.
His data is wrong. My data is right.
All right, so right now I'm going with a different nerd.
Okay.
The 538 website has the Jaguars at 15%.
Okay, so they're also wrong.
So they're wrong, but it sounds like they're more right than the nerd on NBC is.
Yes.
They're the nerd at 538, Nate Silver, his model more closely follows your model.
Yes.
Than Steve Kornacki's.
I've looked at it. I've crunched the numbers. If the Jaguars can beat either the Cowboys or the Jets in the next 2 weeks, I think they can make the playoffs. And this is all predicated on the Titans kind of fumbling the bag here and looking not great.
And also this weekend or next weekend when it's Cowboys at Jaguars, that's a look-ahead spot for the Cowboys because they're looking forward to Max's Eagles.
Yes, that's also
down there.
A weird matchup where I can't really name many times those teams have played.
No, Cowboys and Jaguars, never.
I feel like the Jags...
Never.
Did the Jags ever play on Thanksgiving? They wore weird...
Dear God, no.
They wore weird uniforms in Dallas once. The black ones with the
gradient.
Yeah.
The multicolored.
I have a memory of that, but yeah, that's a matchup that you can't name your favorite Jaguars Cowboys memory.
It's never happened. It's never happened. Like the Dolphins, I don't think have ever played against the Seahawks. Maybe they played. Actually, did they play this year?
No, they.
Was that the sprinkler game?
Yeah, it might have been 2 years ago. What?
Remember the sprinklers came on the field
With who?
with the Dolphins?
Oh yeah. I think that was. When was the last time the Jaguars? It was 4 years ago. But who was playing in that game? And what was the result?
40-7 Cowboys.
I think that is when they wore those jerseys, and it was really.
It was
bad.
Blake.
I know it was Blake. I'm pretty sure that's what they. Can you find a
Probably
picture
bad
of that
weather.
game?
It was probably windy.
15 for 26, 149, one touchdown.
All right, we don't have to do
interception.
that. No. All right, can we see the?
Better than two of it.
Can we see a picture of the game, please?
Yes.
So the Jaguars play the Cowboys next week. If they can beat the Cowboys or the Jets, I think they can do it. I really do because the Titans are playing poorly and they play again week 18 and they already have beaten them once. So if you can find a way, let's just say, so it was the black ones. I don't know if it was the gradient. I do remember that game. If they can somehow pull off a upset against the Cowboys next week.
Here's the problem. If the Titans, if they just beat the Texans,
that's part of my model.
I know. I'm saying the Titans, if they just beat the Texans in Week 16, then they're 80% to get into the playoffs.
Right, but if the Titans go 1-3 and the Jaguars go 3-1, the Jags make it. That's my model.
It might come down to Week 18.
That's what I'm saying. That's my model.
Week 18.
That's my model. You don't want to go to Duval.
No, you don't. Not in January.
Not in January.
Was that January 8th? January 8th?
No,
Duval
sir.
County?
No, sir. What? Let's play whose line
Better
is it
pack a
anyway?
lunch.
Cowboys, Jaguars.
Cowboys by 5.5.
I was gonna say 4.5. Can you look it up?
6.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
My note on this one is the Titans-Jaguars game should always be played on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a Thursday night matchup.
That's
This is not a Sunday matchup. It's not a Monday night matchup. Dear God, it's not a Saturday. It's a Thursday night matchup.
And they have to wear the color rush uniforms.
Yeah, the
Color
mustard,
rush,
the baby poop yellow.
Yeah. We also had Evan Ingram, who is torturing Giants fans now because he was awesome today. He had 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also is, we've talked about it, how the Jaguars just never have tight ends. He is the 6th time that a Jaguars tight end has eclipsed 100 yards receiving in a game.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
To put it into perspective, Travis Kelce has 33 times he's done it. Gronk has 32. The Jaguars, as a franchise, have done it 6 times.
So in their history, they had 3 good years of Mercedes Lewis.
So I couldn't even find I found 5 out of 6 of them. I couldn't find the 6th.
I'll bet Julius Thomas probably had
Maybe.
one. I bet you he had one.
It was Mercedes Lewis had 1, Kyle Brady 2, Pete Mitchell 1, and Evan Ingram had 1 today.
Tebow? Did Tebow ever get one?
Tebow did not. Preseason.
Bring Tebow back.
Preseason warrior. But yeah, the Titans, I don't think they're frauds because I think they're just not that good right now.
No, I think the Titans are still going to make the playoffs. I think they've
80% chance.
They clinched the division in September.
But did they?
In that one game against the Colts, when they beat the Colts, it's like, okay, that's the end of the season. The Titans can just be Siebes for the rest of the year, not really do shit and not really exert themselves too much.
What's the odds? I want to maybe bet on the Jaguars.
It would be nice. It would be nice to see the Jaguars in the playoffs, but it's going to be the Titans. They're going to get bounced, and then everyone's going to play the "you need to respect the Titans" card more because they've been to the playoffs like 5 years in a row.
The Jaguars are plus 550.
The Titans are the Atlanta
to win
Braves.
the AFC South.
The Tennessee Titans are the mid-'90s Atlanta Braves of the NFL.
They just keep racking up division wins.
You're gonna get to the playoffs every single year. Something weird's going to happen. You're going to be very mad for a couple days, and then you'll be like, okay, we'll get them next year.
Yeah.
We're already projected at like 93% to win the division next year.
Yeah, I'm just rooting for maximum amount of new teams. I want the Jaguars in. I want the Lions in.
Oh, listen. You will not find a bigger Lions supporter than me. On behalf of Commanders fans, I hope Lions fans will reciprocate. You can join the Command wagon. I'll join the Lions bandwagon. I want those two teams to make the playoffs together.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that game. Next up, Bengals-Browns. Bengals 23, Browns 10. Bengals get the monkey off their back. They haven't beaten the Browns in 2.5 years, so 5 straight. And it feels like Deshaun Watson actually wasn't that bad for the start of the game, and then it was essentially like every Browns game with Jacoby Brissett. I actually was thinking Jacoby Brissett could win this game, but Deshaun Watson at the end of the game started throwing picks, and the Browns, like, penalties left and right. It felt like the Browns, every Browns game, they had a chance. They should have been out of the game, and they were still in the game up until, 5 minutes left. They kept getting the ball back down 13 and then not being able to do anything.
Yeah. The Bengals had a sick flea flicker. That was
Trenton Irwin.
I think
it's Trenton.
Trenton Irwin.
I think it's Trenton.
Not Trent Taylor.
No.
Who also had
I double-checked.
I think Trent Taylor had like 32 yards.
34 yards, 1 catch, 34 yards.
There we go. A single double at that point. Very good.
I'm on his stats every week. I'm looking them up because when Trenton Irwin caught the flea flicker
for a second,
I was so pumped. I was like, our fucking dude just caught a touchdown.
No, they look very different.
Right, but Trenton and Trent, it can get a little confusing.
It can, yeah. So the Bengals, they got the monkey off their back, like you said. This is more like it didn't really have that much of an impact. I don't think it'll have that much of an impact on the Bengals' postseason hopes. I think the Bengals are going to make the postseason. I think that they're pretty well positioned right now to do that.
Yeah, they're 9-4.
It was more about the Bengals just getting that confidence of like, okay, the Browns don't have our number anymore. We're good enough to not have like a curse against us.
Yes.
And so it was big. It was a statement win for them. There was one moment where Deshaun Watson developed a cramp in his hamstring. Did you see that?
He had a self-massage.
He started to cramp up after he fell down on the ground, and then he just like grabbed his leg and started to like rub his own cramp out of his leg, and everyone stood around him like everyone was thinking about it, but nobody said it.
Yeah.
It was a very funny moment to
Yes,
just like watch all his teammates like look at him and be like, should we call somebody out? I don't know, Deshaun. Why don't you take care of that yourself?
Yeah, do that yourself. The Bengals, they have kind of a tough schedule still left. They have to play the Ravens and the Bills, and the Bucs don't. I'm not counting the Bucs as good anymore.
They're not a football team.
They're not good anymore, so that's not a part of their tough schedule. But one of my favorite things that happened in this game, and the Bengals' second half defense, by the way, still elite, 7 points given up. We have a good old-fashioned uprising of fantasy football players very upset at a coach. There are a lot of people that want to murder Zach Taylor. T. Higgins, if you didn't follow, if he is not on your team, we're getting to the playoffs. We're getting to right before the playoffs. T. Higgins was taken off the injury report. He was on all week. He played 1 snap, and then he came out of the game and didn't play for the rest of the game. And people are fucking pissed. Pissed. This is maybe like a masochist, but I love to just name search, like people upset at coaches, like the Matthew Berrys of the world, just getting so upset at coaches who do this to the fantasy owners this late in the season. One guy said Zach Taylor and the Bengals should be fined $500,000 for removing T. Higgins from the injury report while not playing him. Second time this year it's happened. We've got fantasy chances. We have fantasy championships to win here.
Big Cat, who do you think pays these guys' salaries?
I mean, it's a good question.
It's fantasy football owners.
It's fantasy football owners. Yeah, people are so mad. Like I said, There's I just search it like the whole time. The NFL cannot allow the Cincinnati Bengals to continue to lie about the injury status of its players if they're going to be a partner with the gambling and fantasy community. Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Shane Falco. How much longer will this go on?
Shane Falco.
Yeah.
So check this out, Big Cat. T. Higgins actually snuck onto the field.
Oh,
It was not a coach's decision. He was supposed to be out the entire game. I don't know if that makes it any better.
no.
But T. Higgins snuck onto the field because he wanted to get into the game.
Yeah.
Without his coach's permission. He just he did the Peyton Manning when Brock Osweiler was
Yeah.
supposed to get in the game, and he snuck onto the
He just
field
loves ball.
because he loves ball. He wanted to be out there with his buddies, with his teammates. And so he gets onto the field, and then his coaches, they just kept him off the field. They're like, dude, we told you that you're not playing today.
I need to hear from Matthew Berry. He's got to be furious. This is another one. This T. Higgins injured, but not on the final injury report shit is really shitting on my Sunday. Like, what are we doing here? It's hands on sight, Zach Taylor.
Hands on sight.
That was from Linda. Linda DeLions. I like that.
Respect.
She's ready to fucking fight Zach Taylor. There's something about a good old fashioned, like, it ramps up right when you get to playoffs before fantasy. And I have sympathy for fantasy football players right now. That sucks. If you go into the last week of the regular season and you have this happen to you, you have reason to be pissed. Hands on sight, Zach Taylor.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like if I put myself in your position, I'd be furious, especially
Furious.
if it's like a big money league.
Yes.
If there's a lot at stake, I'd be very upset about it. But ultimately, it's a reminder that that they don't really care.
No.
That the NFL does not give a fuck.
No.
About your
$500,000 they should be fined.
Yeah, $500,000.
$500,000.
Like it should serve as like a small wake up call to people to be like, hey, they really don't. Your fantasy league doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At all.
But
But
hands on sight.
But the people that take fantasy football very seriously will never ever understand that, which is why I love them.
Yeah, I'll just search it. I'll probably go to bed tonight, like searching Zach Taylor, fuck you. And
Yeah.
just watching all the different replies. What were you gonna say, Hank? Did you have?
I mean, no one cares about fantasy, but I missed out on a playoff spot tonight because I started the Titans defense. They got -7 points.
Oh well, that's just you don't know ball. That has nothing to do. What? That has nothing to do with.
Well, because Hank,
Zach Taylor.
I think we all knew that the Jaguars were
Oh,
going
I
to
was
put
just
up
seeing
points
how
this week.
Yeah.
I think I gave you that on Friday's
He
show.
did give it to you. He did give it to you.
You should have listened to me because I know ball. Who's ahead in the standings right now? Ball knower.
Fuck Zach Taylor. Pulling Higgins off the injury report, not playing him should be punishable. I hope the Bengals lose every game from here on out. We just need justice. Like, they need to figure out a way to, like, get Zach Taylor in a dunk tank or something. Something needs to be done for fantasy
I think it should be
owners.
hands on sight.
Yeah.
I think every fantasy owner should be allowed to slap him, or at least like shoot him with an airsoft gun.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Billy?
Nah, I was gonna say something about my fantasy team. I just picked up Jerick McKinnon off waiver wires, and he went off today.
Well done.
Fantasy-wise.
Oh,
it was insane.
that's sick. That's real sick.
I just had to tell somebody.
All right. You've been told. You told a lot. You told all the AWLs.
I do love this though that he should be fined $500,000.
I love that one. Yeah.
Where did you come up with that number? I wonder.
I don't know.
That
It feels right though.
Oh, it's a fancy football guy.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying.
it's
Yeah, no. I did my research. I
Yeah.
was searching people mad at Zach Taylor for about 20 minutes today.
This guy's a super flex truther.
Yeah, no, he was $500,000 feels right.
Yeah, I'm with this guy. 500
yeah,
grand.
500 grand. Last thing I had from this game, just a weird stat that's kind of fun stat you can walk around with in the back pocket. Just tell people. Jamar Chase is now the third wide receiver ever in NFL history, with Devontae Adams and Brandon Marshall, who had 10 plus catches and also were sacked.
Yeah. He took a bad
He
sack
took a
today.
sack.
He took a really bad sack. So
Yeah.
they tried to spring him on a was it an in around or something like that, and get him out in space to throw a pass. And he took one of the worst sacks of all time. It was a Matt Ryan-esque
Yes.
sack. You would think that a player that is so good at wide receiver would have a shred of escapability to them, but the second they turn into a quarterback, they just get sacked like a motherfucker.
And he looked at Joe Burrow after. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that was bad.
We also had there was a report, which I love this because it's always like a no duh, but teams should get credit for doing even the no duh things. There was a report today before the game that the Bengals have changed their entire offense in week 5 this season to give Joe Burrow like way more control, and they've won 6 of 7 since.
Yeah, that's
duh.
That's when he started going shotgun.
Yeah, no duh.
Yeah,
like it's just very funny that like they had to they had to be like sit down and be like, oh, our franchise quarterback who is like an insane leader and makes all the right decisions. Maybe we should let him do it more.
Yeah, it was so obvious. It was like, okay, stop putting him under center.
Yeah.
He hates that. That just sucks to have to bend over, 50 times a game.
You're right.
Let him stand up straight and take the ball
Like a man.
and do what it is that he does.
Yeah, like a man.
Like a man does. Yeah,
Like a man.
play man ball. Was this senior night for the Bengals? I lost track if this was senior night or if this was Harambe. I think it was Harambe night, right? Because they were getting the monkey off their back.
Yeah, they got their monkey off.
So the monkey is officially off the back. The only other note that I had here was David Njoku. He to me, he feels like he could be Antonio Gates if he had a good quarterback. Like I always forget how good he is.
Yeah.
Until he gets the ball in his hand, and it's like, oh, that guy's actually like a little bit different.
I think he drops balls.
Oh, does he?
I
He's
think
got
so.
bad hands.
I feel like I've in like the back of my head, I just see him like in the end zone, about to make a great catch and he drops it.
Because every time he catches a ball and runs with it, you're like,
Yes.
oh, that dude is legit.
Right. Right.
He might have some drop issues.
He's got a little bit of the Pickens thing where the easy catches. He doesn't
Yeah,
really-
right. Where he gets his hands twisted up.
He had a meager 3.8 drop rate last year.
Oh,
I don't know what
that's
that
not bad.
means, but it said meager in front of it.
Oh, that's pretty good. So that's might be just he dropped one that I've remembered and I just can't get
I
out of
think
my
it was.
head.
I think it was Hard Knocks.
Was it?
that he
what
was
was his drop
dropping.
rate the year before?
3.8 is the drop percentage. He only had 2 drops last year.
What about the year before that?
I don't know. This is the most recent year that stats were available.
Okay.
I think in
just-
that Browns Hard Knocks, there was like he didn't catch a pass and it's just poisoned all of our memories.
Yeah, that is true. Anything that happens in Hard Knocks just stays in my memory forever.
That's
I'm just
yeah.
like, this guy is awesome.
Like Baker Mayfield throws a hell of a spiral.
Cajuste?
Oh, the Crystals?
Dude, he's just waiting for his chance.
Bob
Take
Wiley.
presenter.
Yeah.
2019,
yeah,
I
Devin
believe.
Cajuste.
Yeah. Bob Wiley. The troops didn't stretch before D-Day.
Yeah, and the fact that he like squeezes into a Lamborghini
Yeah.
every day. Okay, next up, Cowboys 27, Texans 23. This game actually was close.
Yeah. Congrats to the Texans. This was a statement loss on their part.
It's a perfect tank loss.
They could have won this game actually.
Yeah. If they, they could have. They
Yeah.
were in position to win the game.
Like before the game started, the Cowboys lost their safety. He got hurt in pregame,
Mm-hmm.
and they were already down 2 cornerbacks. One of which was not Diggs, who had a bullshit interception on a Hail Mary at the end of a half.
Oh, he was just hawking for it.
And he was like he was ripping the ball away from his teammate. He's like, "That's my interception."
Yes.
Then he went on Twitter afterwards and said, "Just so everybody knows, I caught that ball first. That interception should be mine."
Yeah.
So he was making sure that he gets
Real
credit for that.
impactful play there.
I do want to give credit to the Dallas Cowboys, though, because, Big Cat, off the top of your head, when was the last time the Cowboys had back-to-back double-digit win seasons?
I mean, it's probably the 90s.
It was 1996.
Yeah.
95, 96, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Considering how much air we use up talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
They're always relevant.
They're always relevant, and this is the first time that they've actually been consistent in back-to-back years.
That's, you
Crazy
know
to
what,
think.
though? That fucks me up now because of the 17 games. Because now it's like
Yeah.
winning 10 games is no longer impressive. It kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
10 games was impressive when you were 10-6.
It was a watermark, yeah.
10-7 is not that impressive.
10-6-1 is still good.
10-6-1 is still good, but it was always like in the back of your head. I always was like, a 10-win team is a good team. A 12-win team is where you start to be like, that's a really good team.
It's you know what?
Now at 12-5, it's like, are they really good?
It all goes back to what we remember from like the home screens in Madden. When you
Yeah.
were selecting your team, a 10-6 team, you're expecting like their overall rating is in the high 80s.
Yeah, right. Like that's a very good team. And then yeah, like when you get to the 12 bars where it's like, okay, now 12 and up, 13-3 is like you got to be the 1 seed, you got to
Yeah.
be the favorite.
Yep.
But now like thinking about 13-4, I mean the Vikings are going to be 13-4.
You know what's also crazy is that the Cowboys see themselves as underdogs now.
Yeah, because the
Cowboys
Eagles-
Cowboys fans are like, nobody believes in us. We're the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we just find you annoying.
Yeah, you're just fucking really, really annoying.
Because you get talked about all the time, and you haven't been good since the 90s.
You're the worst.
Yeah, but they're good. They are good this year.
Like I'm trying not to hold their fans against them as
No.
a team, but the Cowboys are very good. This was a very easy game for them to stumble and lose. They were 17.5-point favorites. They had to go into this game being like, this is not. We don't even have to get out of bed for this.
I still though, and Max is gonna love me saying this. maybe it's because I just haven't seen it. I don't know if I trust Dak in a huge playoff moment. Maybe it's because we saw it like the run, 17-yard run to end the game last year.
You know what it is? I feel like he throws a shitload of second quarter interceptions. If we can figure out a way to, he might be the worst second quarter quarterback in the NFL. If we can figure out a way for him to just hand the ball off to Tony Pollard in the second quarter and not attempt any passes, I think they might be in business.
I also think that maybe it's because it's not the passing. I think he's a very good passer. I think it might be that I feel like he could run a little bit more, and he doesn't. He doesn't. It feels like sometimes there will be easy yards there, and he also runs sideways a lot.
He panics sometimes. He gets in, like, when he starts scrambling, you can tell that he's just like he's terror.
Yeah,
he's got terror in his eyes and terror in his legs the way that he runs.
It's the sleeves. I got to figure out what it is because the Cowboys are very, very good, and I think Dak is a very good quarterback. It's also just seeing it to believe it. Like, I would say the same thing. I don't know. Name a quarterback that, like, we haven't seen it actually happen all the way yet.
Ryan Tannehill.
Well, yeah, that. Duh. I don't believe that. I'm thinking like out loud, like just winning a big playoff game.
Jalen Hurts.
I have to see it. Yeah. What's Dak's biggest playoff win? I guess that's it right there is what I'm talking about. Like, what is his biggest playoff?
He won the MVP.
That's I think I found it mentally that like it's you know how it is, like, just win one big playoff game and then forever I'm going to be like, yep, I can see it. I think playoff game winner.
He beat the Seahawks a couple years ago.
Yeah. I wish our internet worked in this fucking office. Do you know off the top of your head, Max? It just doesn't exist. Dak's biggest playoff win.
I don't know. Cowboys got bailed out today, though. That's for sure. I mean, it was 4th and 1. The Texans were able to win the game, and it was a broken play on 4th and 1. It looked like it was an option. It looked like they did an option.
Jeff Driscoll ran the wrong way. They kept going Jeff Driscoll and.
That was a horrible pick that Dak threw. It was a horrible pick.
He's got one playoff win, and it was against Seattle.
Okay, so yeah. So there it is.
Yeah, it was 2019.
So that's probably why.
That's definitely why, because he hasn't won the playoffs.
Right. So it's like win one big game and in the playoffs, and I'll start believing.
But the sleeves are also definitely a thing.
Oh, the sleeves are too much.
Yeah,
too much.
Very baggy. If you're Dak Prescott's a big dude.
Yeah,
you should not be wearing baggy sleeves.
All right, so this will be the Cowboys absolutely have a team that can go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say so.
So
their defense when it's playing well,
and they have a good running game.
Defense, yeah.
And Dak is good, but so
Trayvon Diggs had that sick interception today.
Mm-hmm.
They do it all.
Yeah, he did. Okay, next up, let's do a couple ads and then we'll do the last 3 games.
Before we get back to the games, they're being brought to you by Omaha Steaks. This is actually a great gift for the holiday season. If you've got a dad that's tough to shop for, and most of them are, highly recommend giving them the gift of steak. Give them the gift of beef. How about the gift of perfectly aged, tender, and delicious Omaha steaks? I love Omaha steaks. Their burgers are so delicious. I've got them in my freezer right now. Had them at the beach this summer. Had them at the beach last summer. Nothing easier than just going into the fridge, grabbing an Omaha steak, put a little New York strip out there on the grill, salt, pepper, kiss it with flames on each side. You're good to go. Omaha Steaks have put together a delicious selection of various gift packages to make shopping for the ones you love nice and easy. Go to omahasteaks.com and take advantage of 50% off site-wide, plus use code PMT at checkout to get an additional $40 off your order. That's 50% off site-wide, plus when you use code PMT at checkout, you get an additional $40 off your order. Omaha Steaks is everything that you need to give a gift that's simply perfect. Send an assortment of mouth-watering favorites. You can get the delicious butcher's cut filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken, ultra-juicy burgers, and even easy to prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. You can order today. Beat the shopping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code PMT at checkout. Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with complete confidence today, knowing that you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com. Take advantage of 50% off site-wide, plus use the code PMT at checkout. Get the extra $40 off your order. Minimum order may be required. These games are also brought to you by Rocket Money. Do you know how much money subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions when the actual total is closer to $200. The Rocket Money app shows all your subscriptions in one place, and it cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for, or you may even be double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/take. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/take.
Okay, we have the Chiefs 34, Broncos 28. This was going to be a clowning. It was 27-0, and then the Broncos somehow woke up,
Yeah.
and then Russell Wilson got concussed. But they woke up.
That was the best quarter of football that I think the Broncos have played all season.
All season,
was
Jerry
crazy.
Jeudy was awesome. Like, they were just going up and down the field. It looked like what it should have looked like all year. And yeah, it was a weird game because it really was like 27-0. You expected the Broncos just to roll over and die. Russ throws a pick six, and it turned out to be a fun game. And then we had Brett Rippon come in, throw a touchdown pass on 4th down. But yeah, the Broncos. I still can't believe the Patrick Mahomes never lost an AFC West road game. He also is 10-0 against the Broncos.
I would commit several felonies to have Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Like, if you could reverse time and go back and make a deal with the devil to be like, you get Patrick Mahomes.
Fuck you, Hank.
For
You have a
12
sore
years,
throat. Don't talk.
12 years of your life.
Save your throat.
Yeah, I would.
Don't talk.
No, I would.
I know what you're going to say. Don't talk.
I think I would steal a car. I would commit wire fraud. I would actually steal
Dude,
candy from a baby to get Patrick Mahomes as my to be a Chiefs fan. I bet you that Chiefs fans, like, the life expectancy rate in Kansas City has increased because the entire happiness of the city is so much better knowing that Patrick Mahomes has been and will continue to be your quarterback for 15 years. It's crazy.
I do a weekly hit with Waddle and Sylvie in Chicago, and they asked me, I think it was like maybe a year or two ago, how many toes? 6.
Yeah.
3 and 3.
Yeah.
3 on one
easily.
foot, 3 on the other.
Easily.
6 toes I'd give up for Patrick Mahomes.
I think I would commit any crime short of manslaughter
that throw
to go
that
back
he made,
in time. The little flip.
Yeah, to Jerick McKinnon was so stupid, and so like his improvisation skills.
Billy Housen, by the way.
What?
Jerry McKinnon.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
he
right.
does.
Yeah.
And
Pick
I
up
thought you said Patrick
sick.
Mahomes because he has Zach Wilson too.
Yeah, but he has Jerry McKinnon.
But yeah, and Patrick Mahomes actually like kind of was bad at points today. He had 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Well, that one where they could have just kicked a field goal to basically end the game was very bad. It was like quadruple coverage. But yeah, he is. What were you gonna say, Hank?
I was just wondering if you guys saw the story like a week or two ago about how the Chiefs ended up, why they chose Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, we did. Why
saw
don't
it.
you rest your throat and keep eating candy, you fat fuck?
It's a cough drop that you gave me.
Oh yeah, well, you're not eating candy too?
I have a couple pieces.
Yeah, you got some pieces.
But this is a cough drop.
Yeah, I saw the story.
It
Your
was Matt
throat
Nagy
hurts. I
for
thought
the
you said you weren't
listeners.
talking.
You're right.
I would do so many things to get Patrick Mahomes as my. Just like your whole life would be better.
All right, now I think
If you
you're
had him.
trolling me too.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
think
about.
You're trolling me
I'm just
too.
saying,
I
like,
don't like this.
it
I don't
would
like
be
how this is turned.
It would make my life so much
All
better.
right, now we get it. We get it.
Just
We
that,
get it. Let's move on.
And you got to see the good side of Patrick Mahomes and the bad side, but the good side of Patrick Mahomes, he can fuck around he can throw 3 interceptions and he's still going to win 90% of every game that he plays in. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's gotta suck so bad to be a Broncos fan, to be like, your franchise is a very good franchise. Like, there was a stretch there where I think they might be one of the only teams in the NFL who've never had the first pick in the draft because they've always been just consistently good. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't have multiple losing seasons in a row for many years there.
Well, they got John Elway.
Yeah. No, but that wasn't the first pick,
He
was
wasn't
it?
the first. I know that he didn't want to.
Broncos
He forced his way into
first
Denver.
pick in draft. Let's find this. Let's see.
No, you're right. You're right though. They're never bad enough to be like
Yeah, but now
noteworthy.
now
bad.
they have a guy in their division who just owns them, owns their life, and he's young, and he's never going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's never going anywhere, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. He is going to just own your life. I'm looking right now. Yeah, I do not believe they ever had the first pick. I think there was a list of it because it was like the Jaguars recently were one of the franchises. I think the Seahawks might be the other franchise. Little fun trivia for everyone out there. Jay, can you fact check that for me?
I'm looking at all first overall picks, and I command F Denver, and I don't see anything.
And what about the Seahawks? I think they're the other franchise. Either way, the point is,
I don't see anything either.
yeah, the Broncos are a very good team or franchise, and Patrick Mahomes is their daddy. So I technically, yes, John Elway, but it was the Colts pick, right?
It was the Baltimore Colts. They had the first pick
Colts
that year.
Right. So
and then,
technically wasn't they've never drafted first.
Right. John Elway was like, I don't want to play for the Colts.
Right.
He did the whole Eli Manning thing that he did to the Chargers.
So they've never had the first pick in the draft, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, that means that you just never have bottomed out.
Yep.
And now Patrick Mahomes is 10-0 versus the Broncos. Also, fun fact, because I was looking it up, we talked about Tom Brady being 10-0 against the Falcons. John Elway is 10-0 against the Patriots. The other one, other quarterback who is undefeated against a team with more than 10 wins. Can you name it? This one shocked me.
Is it active?
No.
Undefeated against another team with 10 wins.
10 wins. 10-0 or more. He's 11-0 against this team.
Jarrett.
No.
Drew Brees?
Andrew Luck never lost to the Titans.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's a fun.
11-0.
That's a
Andrew
fun
Luck
one.
never lost
Also,
to the
that
Titans.
article that came out about Andrew Luck I didn't really learn anything new about Andrew Luck. It was like, oh, he's trying to enjoy fly fishing now.
Andrew Luck,
that
come on
checks
this
out.
podcast. We will treat you very well, and it will be an incredible interview.
Yeah, I'd like to do a deep dive. We'll even read one of your books.
We'll read one of your books. We'll have fun. We won't ask too many questions that, we'll just be like, we'll have fun.
If you want to bring
We
Sam,
won't ask too many questions.
you can bring Sam with you and then just have him beat us up if you ask any questions.
It will be actually very fun.
that you don't like.
Andrew Luck,
So
bucket list.
This is it's the last Broncos quarterback to beat the Chiefs, Peyton Manning. The Chiefs now have 8 straight seasons with 10 or more wins. That's the 4th longest streak in NFL history.
That's crazy.
So Andy Reid is the 3rd coach that has 8 straight 10-win seasons. The other two, you know who the other two are? So Andy Reid has 8 straight 10-win seasons.
Belichick.
George Seifert has 8 straight from 1989 to 1996. The other coach, Belichick, had 17 straight 10-win seasons.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And let's say this about the Chiefs. I am a little worried about their defense because we just said the Broncos, the stat hole gave me a stat that shocked me. Through week 14, the 0-16 Browns had 197 points. These Broncos, they scored 28 points today, by the way. They have 194 points.
That's crazy.
They needed 28 points to get that close. That's how bad their offense is.
I mean, for a while, we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Russell Wilson. Like, at what point do you actually bench him? Because
I called for
Nathaniel,
it today, yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett has run out of tricks that he can pull.
Yeah.
To like keep that locker room together. I think the locker room tends to like Nathaniel Hackett, but I don't know if they actually believe in him. It's just that when the choice is like, do you side with Nathaniel Hackett or Russell Wilson? People are going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go with a human being, Nathaniel Hackett, on this one.
Right.
But we were talking a couple weeks ago, like, should he bench Russell Wilson? And today it was like he played so bad at the start of this game where you could have legitimately made the argument, like, sit his ass down.
It's also so sad watching the Broncos because they also, like, I've never seen a team give up on third downs more, where they'll be 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 12 or whatever, and Russell Wilson won't be able to find anyone, and he'll just run out of bounds for 4 yards.
Yeah.
And be like,
What
are we going to do?
Yeah, I can't.
Let's just punt it.
Want to be Magic out there?
Yeah, let's go.
Russell
Yeah.
Wilson also, he like hates running, and he ran effectively today. He did get his head driven into the turf on
Oh
a
my
run.
God, he got
and that
very
was bad.
concussed.
He was super concussed.
I also noted there
Jets
was-
fans were making fun of him. It was bad.
Yeah, they were. I also noted that there was a lot of his teammates that, like, dapped him up on the way off the field.
Yep.
Just a verbal check to make sure, do his teammates care that he got concussed? They did.
Well, at the end of the day, like, we're all human beings here.
Yeah.
And they did not want to see him have a debilitating brain injury.
I would like to see, though, maybe if we could get, like, some stickers on the back of helmets for the Broncos to see who went to his party and not. see if there was a crossover. Like,
Yeah.
was there anyone who didn't go to his party that was dapping him up? That would be interesting.
I would imagine that his offense was the ones that went to his birthday party. His
Right.
defense were probably like, yo, fuck you.
Yeah. But yeah, he got like very concussed. That was scary.
He was okay afterwards after he came to for a little bit. He had one of those hematomas on his head.
Yeah, and he also had just so much turf in his helmet.
Yeah, it was like the nano bubble that was from like a burst blood vessel. But he was on the sidelines for the rest of the game, so I guess he was like, it wasn't an immediate like severe health concern.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if he came back and you know how like sometimes people have a stroke and they're able to like play the piano all of a sudden? Like what if Russell Wilson after this concussion was just cool
Yeah.
and everybody liked him?
He spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Senor Unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah. Broncos country. I don't know how to say
Si
it.
se puede.
Yeah. There we go. And everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, Russ, you're the man.
Yeah, like what if he was actually like a good dude, like just down to chill all the time.
Who
Had
knows?
poker night at his house.
Yeah.
Hung with the boys.
He's
Now it's actually
he played well.
My advice to Russell Wilson would be like, you should change your entire personality right now.
Yeah.
This is the chance that you have to do like a hard reset on your entire
new
image
guy.
and just like go back, laugh at all the shit that you used to do. Be like, oh man, I was a dork. I can't believe I did all that.
Yeah, wait,
shit.
I said Broncos country, let's ride.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
Even if you don't actually have a personality change, you should act like you just got born again and you're a brand new person who's cool now.
Yeah.
You're like, that was Russell. I'm Rusty.
Yeah.
Rusty
Rusty
Wilson.
Wilson is good.
Dude, I would hang out with Rusty,
yeah.
go for a ride in his pickup truck,
Rusty
slam some
Wilson
beers.
is a guy I would play for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free advice, Russell.
All right, so Chiefs defense, I'm a little you're suspect. But that's every year.
Yeah.
Every year the Chiefs defense is like, hey, you're suspect. But then they're just like, hey, maybe Chris Jones will just wreck everyone's shit in the playoffs and will be good.
Yeah, and also they can be suspect as long as they have Patrick Mahomes,
Correct.
who's going to go out there and just
Correct.
drill everybody.
Correct. Oh,
Again, like I would probably
All right,
now
yeah,
I'm talking
well,
myself,
we
and
know.
I would probably kill somebody.
Yeah.
To get Patrick.
kill
Mahomes.
multiple people.
Yeah,
Just to be like every Sunday, like, oh, Patrick Mahomes.
your life is so much better.
so much better. So much better. They know it too.
Yeah,
The Chiefs fans know it. I've tweeted that before, and they know it. They've suffered through a lot of bad quarterbacks, and they're like, we know how good this is. Panthers 30, Seahawks 24. I mean, the turf the dog. Like I think the Panthers might make the playoffs.
I think the Seahawks didn't really love Turf the Dog that much.
I don't know because the Panthers. Do I still have another Coach of the Year? Vote?
yeah.
Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, I mean, he gets my interim coach of the year.
Easily.
Or excuse me, interim coach of the
Interim
year.
coach. The Panthers, I don't think people realize it because the NFC South is so bad, and we spent a lot of energy talking about the Falcons, rightfully so, at the beginning of the year. The Panthers might make the playoffs.
Yeah, so I ran the scenario last Monday while that abomination of a game between the Saints and the Bucs was going on. I went through the entire playoff machine. There's a scenario where every team in the NFC South finishes at 6-11, and the Panthers make the playoffs at 6-11. That is what I'm rooting for.
That is absolutely what I'm rooting
That would
for.
be awesome.
I just want people to realize the Panthers might make the playoffs because next week the Bucs play the Bengals.
Yeah.
Which I would assume, whose line is it anyway? Bucs versus Bengals. Is it? I think it's at home. It's Tampa at home. So I'm going to say Bengals -3.
No, 1.5.
3.5.
Wow.
okay.
And then we have Panthers at home against the Steelers. That must be Panthers -2.5? 2. So you have a Panthers game where they're favored versus Bucs, they're underdog. Obviously, that's not how it works, but let's just say both favorites win. They're tied.
Yeah.
They're both 6-8. They're tied. And the Panthers beat the Bucs earlier this year. They play again week 17. If they beat them, like, the Panthers might make the playoffs. That would be Matt Rule. Like, does Nebraska fire Matt Rule right away?
They hire Steve Wilkes, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
like,
what
you have to be
happens
like,
is,
dude,
like-
wait, what? Your former team made the playoffs?
Steve Wilkes, I think, has earned the head coaching job. I think what he's done, like
Charlotte native, which is hard to come by.
You keep him around. This should be his job. If he doesn't get the job, get him on a plane to Lincoln and immediately fire Matt Rule and bring Steve Wilkes in there.
I
Yes.
told you the Panthers are my
100
bounce back team next year. I might have been a little too late on them.
Yeah.
They might be the bounce back team this year.
Yeah, so weird little stat here. The Seahawks are 7-2 against every team that's not in the abysmal NFC South. They're 0-4 against the NFC South.
Oh.
So that's just their kryptonite. They can't play against shitty teams.
They can't play. And it's so bad. The Panthers, it's week 14. That was their first road win. Every other team in the NFL had a road win so far. They
That's huge.
finally got a road win. And they dominated them. They ran the ball down their throat. They absolutely punished them, 223 yards. Sam Darnold looked like decent. He looked pretty good. And the Seahawks, without Kenneth Walker, like Geno was kind of running for his life. Couple picks that hurt them, put him in that hole.
Geno didn't look great today.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, the turf the dog. You told me turf the dog, and I was like, I love the Panthers. I love the Panthers.
It was, in fact, the only person that was playing for turf out there was DK.
Yeah,
and that was apparent. I texted him before the game. I was like, "You gonna get a touchdown for turf the dog?" He wrote me back. He said, "Yeah, no doubt. I love that dog. Played hard for him, but everybody else
didn't play.
Just it was like it didn't even matter to them." And their captain went out there at the start of the game. They had like the 12-man flag that they carry out onto the field. They put Turf's collar around the flag and took him out on the field. Like this is something.
You can't lose a dead dog game.
You can't lose a dead dog game.
You can't lose a dead dog game.
Absolutely not. It was.
You cannot. His death is in vain now.
It
is. It actually is like it's now sad because you lost your dead dog game.
It's tough.
That is and that you should know that going in. When you honor a dead dog for a game, you better win it.
The team's got no heart.
Fuck.
I'm out on the Seahawks after this.
Yeah, well,
you know what? This is the curse of turf.
They're-
I'm telling you, like they're not going to make the playoffs because they lost the dead dog game.
It does feel like they're running out. They have lost 3 of 4. The one win being that Rams game last week where they came back in the last seconds to win the game. And now they play the 49ers on Thursday Night Football. And if they lose this, it's like, uh-oh. It's kind of they're fading at the wrong time. It's like, what? Let the Lions be in. Yeah. Lions have the head-to-head, so that's big.
Yeah.
Lions have the head-to-head. But, yeah, watch out for the Panthers. Watch out for the Panthers.
The defense is really good. It's funny watching Sam Darnold run because you know how we were talking I think it was like last year where the announcers, when they're struggling to find something positive to say about Derek Carr, they're like, look what tremendous balance he runs with
right.
when he's running with football. Sam Darnold has the opposite of that.
Absolutely.
Sam Darnold's like teetering to either side with every single step that he takes.
Yeah.
When he's running, and he's got that big head that's just like bouncing off each shoulder as he runs.
He's also, when he's running, he had a long run today. He always has the feel when he starts to run where he's like, am I doing this? Am I doing this? And he'll be like 20 yards down the field. He's like, wait, I am doing this.
Yeah.
I can do this. Like a boy can fly. Like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't trust himself as a runner.
He does not at all. But he's like shockingly effective because I think he's deceptively slow as a runner.
Yes. Yeah, he's slower than he looks.
Yeah, people are like trying to tackle in front of him and
Right,
missing because
right.
they're like, wait, you're supposed to be fast.
Yeah, it's like a knuckleball.
Yep.
Okay. Last up, it is the Roback game of the week. Go to roback.com. I'm wearing all Roback right now. I love Roback. Roback has the best Q-zips, hoodies, polos, and more than that, the joggers. I wear the joggers every weekend. The best joggers in the world. Roback.com, promo code TAKE, and you get 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. I cannot talk enough about the joggers. They're so good. Last game, Niners 35, Bucs 7. Brock Purdy, baby.
Brock, baby.
Brock Purdy.
It's Brocktober.
They fucking dominated the Bucs. The Bucs are a sad sack of a football team. Their offense is so bad. It's just and the Niners just jumped all over them. Brock Purdy looked awesome. Brock Purdy also in the second quarter alone, just the second quarter, had more deep outside passes outside the numbers, 2.
Yeah.
Than Jimmy G has had in the last 3 years combined.
Yep. Yeah, he slings
Pushing
it.
the ball.
Brock slings it. And they showed that graphic at the start of the game comparing Brock Purdy coming out in the draft to Tom Brady when he came out in the draft.
Yep.
And had all their like weaknesses and where they win the draft. And it was meant to compare the two, which I thought was fairly disrespectful to Brock Purdy because he is way better than Tom Brady right now.
Well,
Tom Brady stinks right now. Be honest with you, if you were to take one quarterback right now for the rest of the season, if you were putting together like a stretch run,
yeah,
would you
Brock
rather
Purdy,
have
baby.
Brock Purdy or Tom Brady right now?
I don't think Tom Brady's having any fun. I also just want to say right now, it's way too early to be doing the what team is Tom Brady going to play for next year. It's dominating the conversation. Hank, are you getting nervous? Because there's been a lot of talk about the Niners. I heard the Jets rumors today. No.
No.
Jets rumors. What was the other team?
The Patriots.
Yeah, but then there was another team too. It was the Niners,
It's the Patriots or no?
Bucs. No, it's the Patriots or no one. Okay. All right. His arm's still strong. It's just his offensive
The
line
Raiders.
is garbage.
Remember, there was the talk of him
Yeah.
going to the Raiders because Josh McDaniels. That whole connection out there. Actually, like if I'm Tom Brady, I'm newly single. Vegas, baby.
Why not with the Panthers?
Vegas. You think he wants to move to Charlotte?
I don't know. I just
He's a big banking guy.
what were you gonna say, Billy?
In quarterback's first starts against Brady, they were 0-6 until today with
Yes.
Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Got his first win. I think Brock Purdy.
6 games.
Well,
There was
against
only
a
6.
quarterback starting their first game ever.
Yeah.
Is Brock
And
Purdy's
also,
first career
the
start.
craziest stat was the fact that this was only the second time that Tom Brady's ever played in San Francisco. That made no sense to me. I think it was like the perfect lineup of his ACL year and also maybe his suspension. Whatever it was, the fact he's only played twice in San Francisco is wild.
But the craziest part is I think Brock Purdy has like a better starting story than Brady ever had as Mr. Irrelevant. So if he were to like have some insane career, it would totally wipe Tom Brady's narrative off the history book.
Well, yeah,
kind of.
if Brock Purdy won
Like
seven Super
seven Super
Bowls, then it would be
Bowls,
like,
being
yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant, like that is the
I don't think
greatest underdog story.
I don't think we
ever
can call him
crafted.
Mr. Irrelevant anymore. I think he's Mr. Relevant. I think he made being irrelevant relevant.
But the whole 199 thing, like
Not as cool. Yeah, not as cool
not as cool
Mr.
as if
Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy goes off.
Yeah,
Did you-
Tom Brady had a great quote today. He said, "Every week you have the opportunity to kick ass or get your ass kicked."
Whoa.
Obviously, we were on the wrong end today. It was a butt whooping.
It was a butt whooping. Did you see also, Jake, your favorite wild stat? Tom Brady's in his 23rd year in the NFL. Brock Purdy's 22 years old. Wild.
He's younger than me.
Yeah.
That's
He was
wild.
born in 1999. It's wild.
Whoa.
It's wild.
Brock Purdy is
What year were you born? His birthday's late December.
Oh, 99.
He's about to be 24.
He's
or
11,
23.
11 months younger than me.
Wow.
Brock Purdy is.
Could have been you, Billy. You could have been beating Tom Brady today. Think about
I
that.
know.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Whoa.
Could have been.
Wow. I think Brock Purdy is like a legitimately good player for the Niners. I think he fits in
Yes.
what they do. But then again, like I feel like Kyle Shanahan could take anybody and be like, okay, you're playing any position on this team, and he can make it work.
I also watched a lot of Brock Purdy in college football. I do think there will be a market correction of Brock Purdy coming up.
What's crazy is like he wasn't that great of a college
No,
quarterback.
no.
And the fact that he's playing this well at the NFL level it's
And
a
he's
little
not.
bit weird.
He doesn't really have any like elite skills. He's not the tallest guy. He doesn't have like a hose of an arm, but he makes plays. He's
It
a
factor.
playmaker.
You're missing out on the it factor,
Yeah,
which
he's
he
Brock
has.
Purdy. He's got a great name. So, yeah, Brock Purdy. I want everyone to just be okay with when the market does correct on him. He has a bad game. We don't bail on Brock Purdy.
I'm not going to bail on him.
Also, Debo carted off, but ruled a high ankle sprain. So says like 4 to 6 weeks. The playoffs start in 5 weeks. That's a godsend that they potentially could still have Debo for the playoffs.
Yeah, that to me, that surpasses the Trevor Lawrence injury from last week
Yeah.
of most bionic ankle because
Yeah.
when he got rolled up on, I was like, okay, he's out forever. Thank God he got paid. That's what I first thought.
Yes.
And to have him back in 5 weeks, that's as good as you could hope for on that
Yeah,
end.
yeah, and the Niners are just rolling. Their defense is flying.
So
D'Amico
they have-
Ryan's going to get a job. That's the fun Schefter Rappaport like agent. Sends you a text that you have to tweet out saying, I woke up this morning and was like, there's a belief that D'Amico Ryan will get a head coaching job. That will be the third year in a row that Kyle Shanahan's lost a coordinator. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I hope he does. He's a very good defensive
No,
coordinator.
that's
but
what-
why are we talking about it right now?
That's what Adam Schefter woke up thinking about today. He was just like, just by the way,
Yeah.
there's a strong belief in the 49ers organization that he's in line to become a head coach. And yeah, he does a lot of he does PR.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
Schefter does.
PR.
That's how he gets the scoops. You got to trade favors sometimes.
By the way, we're in Schefter Christmas present watch.
That's right. Yeah, the chocolates, right?
Yeah,
You
we don't
better-
know what it could be. It could be a tie.
He better send us
Sent a
something.
tie before too.
I'll switch over to being a rap sheet guy like that.
Wow, that's gonna be. Yeah, Rappaport also had a tweet that was like, Odell Beckham, who's made a lot of headlines for his free agency tour, like there's a belief he might not be able to play. It's like who do you think did a lot of headlines, dude?
Yeah.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this.
Now Jerry Jones just said today that they're not out of the Odell Beckham sweepstakes, and he said put an exclamation point on that.
Whoa.
So you know how Jerry gets. Like he was probably drunk when he said it. Had a couple shots of Johnny Walker on him, and he was like, you know what? I need to. Jerry's got to make a headline.
I think he's just
watch this.
I actually think that Odell Beckham is just waiting for the Giants to not be in the playoffs, and then be like, all right, I'm going to the Cowboys.
Probably.
You know?
Why would he go to the Giants? That would make no. He would be so mad.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He would hate it.
Did you guys see Brady sign the football that the 49ers player intercepted?
Whoa.
Oh,
He went up to him post-game. Said he's been watching it since he was 2 years old.
that takes some balls to ask Tom Brady to do that.
Yeah.
I respect
After
that.
a 35-7 just thrashing.
Sportsmanship.
He really doesn't look like he's having fun, Tom
No.
Brady.
Did he?
It looks miserable.
Did he hurt his hand today?
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, that's bad timing.
And
to have a broken hand, to have a broken right hand right after you get divorced.
Yeah.
That's tough.
He also, well, he's got Alex Guerrero.
That's true.
He also, like, he was in the game with a hurt hand, 35-7, and I was thinking, like, why is he in this game? And then it dawned on me, like, the Bucs offense kind of needs the reps.
Yeah,
They're that bad. Like, they might need to, like, run through some shit.
yeah.
That's how bad they
they're
are.
just a bad football team. Mike Evans, it looks like he's aged 5 years in this 1 year.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette actually, he made some plays out there that looked pretty like old school playoff Lenny type things.
But we talked about this game on Friday. Like, the 49ers, just on a pure team, like, versus team, they're so much faster.
Yeah.
The Bucs are just slow, and the 49ers are fast.
Yep.
And that's what happened today.
And the offensive line was humming for the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey looked awesome.
Yep.
Their running game is just beautiful. It's just beautiful football to watch when it's working. You've got Kittle laying people out. You've got Juszczyk in motion, hitting people on weird angles from blocking guys that are like 40, 50 pounds heavier than them, but hitting them at the exact right angle to take them out of the play. It's some sexy football when that 49ers run game is working.
I have a question for you, and we'll wrap this up and go to Football Guy of the Week and then wrap up the show. Would you put your life on the line on two of these 6 teams making the Super Bowl? Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys. It feels like we're at the point in the
Life
season
on line, yep.
that those 6 teams, we're going to get our Super Bowl out of those 6 teams.
Yeah.
I don't know what would be the case for, I guess the
Lions could get hot.
the only other team that I would make a case for is the Baltimore Ravens defense. It'd be a case for the Baltimore Ravens defense.
But I feel like the Lamar Jackson health thing is like a
Agreed,
running quarterback
agreed.
like that. If it's a knee that's only a few weeks, he might not be 100% when he gets back in.
Agreed. I'm just saying that's the only team that could kill us.
Yeah, the Ravens maybe. It's funny because when now you've got me agreeing to like put my life on the line.
I'll match.
Okay,
I'll
which is also we're tossing in death to our Vikings bet right
Yes,
now. We're adding not
Life
only
on the line.
we're going to get a tattoo and then die.
Yeah.
If the Vikings make the Super
And it's
Bowl.
not like we're not saying anything crazy because those are they're not the top 3 seeds in both leagues, but I think those are the 3 teams that, like, I close my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I could see any one of those 6 teams making a run to the Super Bowl.
What were
And
they
it wouldn't
again? In the NFC, you've got the Eagles, you've got the Niners, and
the
then
Cowboys.
you've got the Cowboys. Yeah,
And then in the AFC, it's the Bengals, the Bills, and the Chiefs. That's it.
it sounds.
I think
about right.
those are our Super Bowl's coming from there.
I feel like if the Bucs make it, it's
No,
Brady in the playoffs. It's Brady in the playoffs.
no.
There's
Have
gonna
you
be people
watched the Bucs play
I understand,
football?
but
No.
He stinks. Jake.
No.
He's bad.
I don't even want. I'm not even gonna say Tom Brady stinks. The Bucs stink.
that's fine. It's just Tom Brady.
The Bucs
he
stink.
deserves the respect.
But Tom Brady's on a bad football team.
and he's also
He's part of it, but
he's also bad right now. Like Tom
Yeah.
Brady is bad.
the offensive line is so bad he doesn't trust
And-
any of it. We're gonna say Hank. Hank, go
My
ahead.
voice is
No, come on, say it. Say it.
fact or fiction. He's got more Super Bowls than all the other quarterbacks you just named.
That's what I'm
combined.
saying.
That's
Just
a fact,
fact.
but also he's 46 years old.
yeah, and he was 44 when he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Fact or fiction?
you get old at some point. Like
Fact.
people are not. I feel like I'm going crazy because we did the "Is this the last year for Tom Brady" thing when he was like 38, and like
Right.
37, which is when most quarterbacks start going downhill. He's 46.
It's okay.
Is
It's-
making
yeah,
the
it's
playoffs,
fine.
is making the
It's a-
playoffs good?
It's a part of life. He's getting older.
Has he made the playoffs yet?
He's
No, but I think if
He's
he
an
makes
old
the playoffs,
guy.
that's a pretty good indicator of being good.
What if
Is
he
it?
makes it at 7-10?
Playoffs are the playoffs, right?
Okay, playoffs are the playoffs.
well. So that
Is that fact or fiction?
no? It's
Playoffs are the playoffs.
That is a fact. Playoffs is the playoffs, and then he's going to get to play probably the Cowboys, who he's never lost to in the first game.
Wow.
So that
No. Oh yeah, the Cowboys going to the Tampa.
yeah. Cowboys would go to Tampa.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has never lost the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, now I'm starting to talk myself into Tom Brady. Fact.
And then it's like,
Fact
what if
or
he goes up
fiction, I've
against-
been
Then he
talking
has
to
to go
Tom Brady.
the
They has to go to
Cousins.
Philadelphia. No, he'd go to Philadelphia. Well, I guess yeah. If you have a upset,
Yeah, because the Commanders would beat the Vikings in the opening round. So then,
so now he just has to win one game on the road, or one game against the Eagles. Beats the Vikings.
Revenge. What a way to go.
All right,
out.
let's do football guy of the week. Football guy of the week.
hey, do you still want Tom Brady in New England?
Yes, badly.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Because he's not good anymore.
I don't think he's not good. I think his offensive line is so bad that's like the one thing that Tom Brady, like, he can't move. Like, he used to have like mobility. He doesn't have that same mobility. He doesn't have trust in his offensive line. I think his mind and it's not like Peyton Manning. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
sure, he's mentally sharp.
but
like,
Peyton Manning was like, remember Peyton Manning's last year, you're like, you get maybe one quarter out of Peyton Manning, he'll throw like 2 good balls and then his arm is shot.
yeah.
I don't think Tom Brady's arm is shot.
No, but I think that he's trusting in his arm too much at this point, where it's not as good as it was. It's not shot. It's still decent, but he's trying to make throws that you have to have like the perfect Tom Brady arm
Well,
of old to make, and
I
he
also-
hasn't learned how to adjust to that
I
yet.
think he also just is scared that he's going to get crumpled in half on every play.
That's probably true also, but I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Tom Brady recently, and he doesn't look good.
He's not wearing a glove though. Like talking about Peyton, like his body is still much better
yes.
put together.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Peyton was shot.
He's like not throwing like those.
His body was shot.
Those ducks.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think
That's what I'm
Gise-
saying. His arm strength is still there.
Do you think he was using Giselle for the HGH connection like Peyton Manning was using his wife?
Do you think that his arm troubles are because he's having to use it more since he's been divorced?
It's worth asking the question.
Yeah, it is. All right, football guys of the week.
So congratulations to reoccurring guest Max Duggan for winning
Yes.
Football Guy of the Week. Didn't win
Yeah.
the Heisman.
Did he
but
finish second?
in Heisman?
He did. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So congrats.
He's
to
our
him.
Heisman until
Yeah.
Caleb Williams comes on the show.
So he won something this week.
Yeah. Shout
our
out Max. Hey, guess what? He's still playing.
Yeah.
Caleb isn't. I bet you Caleb would give up that Heisman.
Yeah.
Would he?
Probably not.
Yeah,
no,
probably
definitely
not.
not. Definitely not.
Our first nominee this week is
Sounded good though,
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah, but definitely not.
Definitely not.
Our first nominee for this week is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had the game-winning drive, and then he once again used a move that he used a couple weeks ago, which is headbutting guys on the sideline without a helmet on.
Yeah, but we think that he might have padding.
Underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
or he
yeah,
might-
because we taped. Yeah,
might be
my
wearing 2
theory
of
is that he's got padding underneath his little
Oh,
headband.
foam?
Yeah, so that's why he's doing it.
I think he's got 2 headbands that he wears.
yeah.
Same principle.
Our second nominee is Tom Brady. We talked about this quote earlier. Every week you have the opportunity to kick ass or get your ass kicked. Obviously, we're on the wrong end today. Just a great football guy quote.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
true.
it's okay.
He
It's a
owns
good.
it.
It's a good quote. I don't know if I'd put him in football guy of the week.
It was a little
Like,
slim pickings
congratulations for getting your
I
asshole
send you a
blown
text
out by
with
the
one?
49ers.
I thought I sent. I definitely sent you a text with one.
Our third is Cody Mauch. This guy lost his 2 front teeth his sophomore year of college around, and he hasn't gotten replaced. And, he's a number 1 draft pick coming up, offensive tackle from North Dakota State University. You guys got to see these pictures, the evolution of it. Also, shout out Mike Leach, who's in the office. Always was a football
He's
guy.
in the hospital.
What did I say?
You
Office.
said in the office.
He's in the hospital.
It's okay.
Always
hope he's okay.
has featured in
Very
Football Guy of
scary.
the Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but take a look at this Mauch guy. Basically, there's this evolution of a freshman tight end who's 6'4" and 234 pounds, who's evolved into this 6'6" offensive tackle who's over 300 pounds, has a total transformation, no teeth, super long hair. huge beard.
He looks
That's
awesome. He looks like
like-
a Game of Thrones or like the guy from Braveheart. His best friend from Braveheart that he was.
Yeah.
He started off throwing rocks at each other for games. Yeah.
I sent you one, Billy, a throwback. It's a picture of a guy in a white tuxedo, football coach, and the story is this is Coach Fred Carter Jr. He was the defensive coordinator for Mansfield, the 1991 AAA state champions, and later on became the head coach. But for this particular season, he promised his top-ranked defense, if they made it to the state championship, he would wear a tuxedo. They put together a one-loss season, arrived in New Orleans for the state championship game. Being the stand-up guy that he was, he wore the white tuxedo. Unfortunately, they went down 29-6 at halftime, and in the locker room at halftime, he ripped off his tuxedo, and they ended up winning the game 36-29. Shut him out in the second half.
Nice.
Big-time football guy. Big-time football guy. All right, so go vote for it.
Yeah, and our last guy is this high school football coach who said, to those who text and DM me with your critical evaluations on my decisions for the program which I was put in place to lead, you will not get a response. However, the address to Cedartown High School is 167 Franklin Drive. This guy basically gave everyone his address in order to say, if you have something to say, come basically fight me in my office.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So-
Come talk to me about it.
Yeah, those are our football guys of the week.
Nice.
Take
All
us
right.
in. We can vote on it.
All right, PFT, you got one last ad, then we'll do Who's Back of the Week and finish up.
Yeah, before we get to Who's Back of the Week, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Blue Nile. The holidays are here. There's still time to find that perfect gift for someone special with jewelry from Blue Nile. As the original online jeweler, Blue Nile offers the largest selection of independently graded diamonds and pieces priced significantly below traditional retailers. Blue Nile offers an endless selection of bold gold styles, gemstone jewelry, and classic diamond pieces. If you're looking for a piece of fine jewelry to commemorate a special milestone, but you're having trouble choosing, Blue Nile has jewelry experts on hand 24/7, available via phone or chat to help you find a memorable gift at every budget. You can shop stress-free with Blue Nile's 100% satisfaction guarantee. All Blue Nile's orders are insured and shipped for free in discreet packaging. They also offer overnight shipping if you're in a rush. It's not too late. Make your holiday sparkle with help from Blue Nile. Take advantage of Blue Nile's holiday deals going on now. Go to BlueNile.com. Save up to 40% on your next purchase. That's BlueNile.com. BlueNile.com.
Okay, Who's Back of the Week? Hank.
I got a couple.
All right.
It not coming home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is back. Yeah, big time back.
England lost.
Yeah. The lads.
Ronaldo also
Harry
lost. but
Kane.
whatever.
Harry
yeah,
Kane.
what was that? Ronaldo lost? Did you see the Cryception video picture?
Well,
that was awesome.
Did Ronaldo really even lose? Because he didn't really play.
Well, he came in.
He came in, but like kind of.
Imagine losing to Morocco.
Yikes.
Not my Messi. He'll have a chance to finish
Couldn't
what
be me.
Ronaldo couldn't do.
Morocco is going for the entire Iberian Peninsula sweep. They've beaten Spain, Portugal. They're going for France next.
No, aren't they playing?
The Moors. It's like the Moors.
Oh, they're
The
playing
Moor-
France.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Moor invasion all over again.
Argentina plays Croatia.
They play Croatia,
Yeah, that's
which
gonna be
is
awesome.
European Chile. They just steal all the coastline from you.
Yes.
You guys know I'm a huge soccer guy, but I was
Huge.
thinking that PKs are the dumbest thing of all time to decide a World Cup match.
Oh, you're one of those
But you
guys
should
now?
make them if you do get an opportunity to shoot a PK.
First one of those guys.
Probably put it
the
on
Harry
frame.
Kane one, that's an in-game PK, much different.
That ball it still hasn't landed yet.
They got to just put the net at half court and do it that way.
Okay, just
Every
like,
30 minutes, bring the net closer.
Well, I was saying that they should do it so every 5 minutes in extra time you take a player off.
I like
so that it ends up being like 1 versus 1.
I like the idea of just making the field tiny.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not a
the
bad
walls
idea.
coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 160th minute, you're playing like 30 feet.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
But yeah, Harry Kane with an all-time bad penalty. Really bad.
There's an all-time.
Granted, that's
I
6
actually
yards
forgot
too
to-
far for his range.
Yes.
The all-time reaction video from a British crowd of them watching that. It's all-time sound of just disappointment, anger.
Yeah.
Everyone like dies, falls down.
I'm sure they'll handle it well.
They're used to it.
It's fantastic. And also Avatar's back.
Hey, what's worse, losing a dead dog game or losing a dead Queen World Cup?
Dead dog.
Probably dead dog, yeah.
That's it.
Okay. PFT, your Who's Back?
My Who's Back of the Week is Alexander Ovechkin empty netters. and the controversy that goes along with him. So Ovi now has 797 career goals. That's 3 goals shy of 800, obviously. 5 goals shy of passing Gordie Howe for second on the all-time goal list. But people are getting mad at Ovi because he scores a shitload of empty net goals.
Right.
He scored a bunch last year. I think he set the all-time record for a season. Last year, I think he had like 9 or 10 empty netters, and this year he's probably on pace to do that again. He just maybe beat the Caps, and then he won't have empty net opportunities. But it's
Gordie
fun.
Howe was playing against plumbers.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if Ovi got to play against the goalies that Gordie Howe was playing against, he'd have like 6,000 goals easily, minimum. But yeah, Ovi's back. It's just fun when you have a team that's not really that fun to root for, but you've got a milestone.
Oh, it's the best.
It makes it better. So now I'm purely an Alex Ovechkin fan for the next like 2 seasons.
I like it
until he sets that milestone.
I like it. All right, my who's back is bowl season this week. It's starting. Best season of the year. I fucking love bowls. Bahamas Bowl on Friday afternoon. Just like the first bowl game, it's just something about it just clicks in my brain. It's like I'm gonna watch every fucking one of these bowl games.
I love the ones that sneak up on you in the afternoon, and you.
That will happen to you for Miami of Ohio and UAB Bahamas Bowl 11:30 on Friday.
Yeah, that one definitely sneaks up on
Gonna sneak up on you for sure. Bowl season this year. We're finally in bowl week or the start of bowl season. And then we have our Arizona Bowl December 30th. Get ready, Barstool TV. Check it out. Ohio versus Wyoming. Parker Titsworth. Shout out. He's getting me a jersey. Pumped.
6'9".
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Billy.
So my who's back is just crazy college football fans. So apparently with the Heisman campaigns running up, someone bought a bunch of Twitter bots to tear down Stetson Bennett and sort of pump up Hendon Hooker on the run up to the Heisman campaign. Someone basically, this was the quote that was put in a bunch of different tweeters. Little bots. So Stetson Bennett isn't even the best player on his own team, maybe not even close. Hendon Hooker transformed our entire team. And this message was just from multiple different bot accounts, just spammed and was found. I know PFT found a similar type situation with Dan Snyder. There was a Twitter bot
I'll
thing.
say it till I'm blue in the face. Dan Snyder is doing what needs to be done in the NFL.
Yeah, this is the year Bo Nix, dark horse for Heisman.
Yeah, but I don't know who's like buying these bot accounts to make them spread these messages.
So-
like who's got to gain?
A little behind the scenes on this one because I read Billy's blog on it when he put it out last Thursday night, Friday morning, and I was reading the blog, and as I get through maybe the second paragraph, I'm like, wait a second, Billy completely telegraphed to us what he was going to be doing with his blogs. This seems like it's being written by a bot. And the entire blog, well, you added in your own color to it, but there were 5 paragraphs that it was just so obvious that an artificial intelligence script wrote that blog. It was a good blog, but it was obvious from the get-go that you had a robot write it for you.
Well, writing a blog about bots using a bot is the bit.
Oh, it was a bit. It was a
Yeah,
bit, yeah.
so-
It was a deep bit.
That was a bit.
Yeah.
Nice bit.
It's a good bit.
Okay, Jake, wrap us up.
My who's back is Patty the Batty.
Yeah,
Secured a big win out in Las Vegas over Jared Gordon.
I was
by
there.
Unanimous decision.
Yeah, won it easily, he said.
Unanimous. So
And he was the one in the fight, so who are we going to trust?
unanimous, that means everybody agrees.
Yes, everyone on the internet agrees. It was great for our guy, Patty the Batty. Work to be done, but a win is a win.
He got a dub.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
He got the dub.
Unanimously.
Unanimous.
And
I
and
also-
wait, the people that score those fights, they're professional judges.
Yes.
Okay.
I was sitting next to Joe Musgrove, and I did ask him if he had anything on his ears. He said no. So,
Okay.
From the Padres.
Yep.
He was fucking
Very
spreading all
very
over
shiny
me.
ears.
Yeah, he's a big dude, big fucking dude. Okay. Numbers.
17.
Parker Titsworth.
81. Bethel Johnson.
Have you ever gotten this, Hank?
No.
I can't hear you. Your voice is. Have you gotten it? Can you give me a number, please?
81.
No, can you give me
18.
a number?
No.
I want a number.
Sebastian.
Just give me a number.
17.
has-
No, a 17 PFT guy. Give me a number.
69.
Give me a real number. Come on.
Sebastian has 45.
Hey, give me a number.
5.
What?
5.
5?
Your
All
voice
right,
sounds
5.
so bad.
I'll take 5. Thank you, Hank. I wanted a number. Max?
20. Also, watch the behind the scenes of the Patty fight Thursday.
Oh, yes, PMTV. Max was with me. You ready? 81, you said? 81. You're never going to get
Remember, we
this.
have back to back.
So many people ask me if Hank ever got it. So close.
That's really close.
84.
Damn. Sorry, Hank.
84.
Sorry, Hank.
You were so close.
Eighth
That's the
time
closest
now
you've ever
tied
been.
for or not tied. It's by itself in second place.
Who? What is?
84.
Wow. Hank,
Kinda
that's
low-key
right there.
second
It's
We
a-
have 3 numbers at 9. This is now at 8.
Hank.
Hank, what number did you take?
81. He was so close.
That's
PFT
only-
was
fuck.
3 off. This one doesn't count. I just want to see if 81. This doesn't count.
I'm so pissed. 60.
I'm just curious. Oh, 80. You're so close.
Damn.
Oh, my God.
Thank fucking
Hank,
God.
you're so close. You're getting hot at the right time.
Love you guys.
It's coming.
There are only
coming home.
240 Ganges sharks left in the wild, a very rare shark species that may sometimes eat human remains that are put in the Ganges River.
Love you guys.